Been spending most of our lives living in the Eastern paradise. Been spending most of our lives living in the Eastern paradise. I'm back. Welcome back to the show. You already know what time it is. You already know what it is. Custom OG, and we're back with another live stream. Check that out. You know the rules. You know what time it is. Let's just get into this. Let's just get into this. You know how we do. Whoop whoop 'em. What's up, buttons? Trying to move a dresser. It's heavy. I bet it's heavy. Heavy duty. Heavy duty dresser. Yeah, stickers under it. Sliders under it. I'm gonna have a hot pocket tonight, or two hot pockets. Tomorrow, maybe I'm gonna make some barbecue ribs, honey cornbread, mashed taters, and homemade gravy, some veggies, and some pasta salad. Damn, it's good. What's up, Stu? What's up, Stu? Stu, what you gonna do? Still right outside. It's dark where you're at? Yeah, that. It's 7:15 here, so it's gonna be dark soon. You got 2 feet of snow and more on the way tomorrow? Damn. I was trying to get her there. I want those dead presidents. I want to pull up, headspin, get fly. I got 6 jobs. I don't get tired. Now you already know this check for your president, right? But gotta get you a whole damn lot. Super tired. Now all jokes aside, blessed to be here. Hey, it's Monday. Happy Monday, Monday, Monday. Get out of the week. Let's get Monday, Monday, Monday. Thank you, everybody. Tap to keep the vibes. That's all, as it would say. I did 2 lives yesterday. One, but I just probably still going for everybody, anybody. Yeah, that's the one. That's what stuff you know. People say they love their subscribers, they love their viewers. These
good examples, they're not in trouble. Just strict on just anybody to come on because they stand a chance of being exposed by somebody out there to once again, thank you everybody that jumped into the lives. And if you did not catch both the lives last night, take the time today to show some love and watch the live stream. The last video I did, the hotel incident, I talked about this guy by the name of Chief. Today we're going to tell Chief's story. And I had to get this right last night. Somebody hit me up and said, do not say Indian. It is offensive. For me on indigenous. So I'm just going to say Native Americans, if that offends anybody, I am sorry. I do not intend to offend anybody. I understand this is y'all's country. You were here first, someone came along and tried to was Native American. Tell you this tribe, I think, on, I believe it was Pawnee, something along that. Anyway, we are going to get into Chief's story. Chief was a big man. I did not do time with a lot of Native Americans. Virginia does not have a large Native American population when it comes to incarceration. But I did do time with some. And for the most part, the ones I met were either very laid back and stayed to themselves, thorough for the time, anytime they came time to visit. The ones I ran across had no problem like she was like a cat. So all that being said, you know how to see, you know how to live it. So let's read it. Quick recap of the week. Last week I put in 76 hours at work. At 6 jobs, I'm getting tired. I don't have the option of getting tired. But when I get tired, I must push forward. I try my family, my people, guys in my house, even know me. But I have nobody to turn to. So I have to go out there and I have to go get it. I gotta get it to make their life that much easier. And that's what last week consisted of. I did these long hours. I worked 17 hours one night, following night it was 20 hours. And I still took the time to jump on other people's lives, doing the job, doing this, doing that, just trying to show some love. Long week, my body is still feeling it. I am not as young as I once was, but I've still got the same drive that I've had since day one. Took some time with the family, Bush Garden this weekend, Saturday. Terrible. Shame on you people for letting them be the people of that park walk for $1. Shame on you people. We drove an hour and 7 minutes. The entrance, just pulling in and going to the little booths where you pay for your park. We had season passes. From the entrance to the town park was over an hour. An ocean of cars, as far as I can see, in front of you, all you see was brake lights. Insane. Over an hour of line on an house. And then the average rides were an hour and a half to 2 hours. The lines were so long, we're talking an hour to get food. Why did y'all take everybody's money like that? Knowing the park was capacity. Thank God nothing happened. And something happened. Somebody fired off a gun in the air. Children, people, all types of people have been trampled to death because the place was packed beyond capacity. Terrible time. It's a blessing to be able to go out with the family. The kids look forward to the ride. They're so excited to be in the amusement park. Only to get
Whoop
there,
whoopums.
thousands,
Charles.
thousands of people. They don't know damn
Whoop
well y'all
whoopums.
should not have let that in. To the people that were running around drinking, acting a fool, y'all need the dog slapped out of y'all. Man. Kids out there, y'all sloppy, drunk, stumbling around, acting stupid. That is my recap. picking up my son from school. Let's jump into today's video. Now, for you guys that don't know, I love to travel. You go back and you watch some of my earlier videos. We've got videos from out west, New Mexico, California, Venice Beach. I love to travel. One thing I noticed very as being on the West Coast compared to the East Coast is how many Native Americans are out there. A lot. Mexico has a large Native American indigenous peoples population. It was beautiful, amazing, to say the least, to see that many together at once. It's not something you see out here. Nobody can really say the last time they seen a whole group of Native Americans hanging out together. Trying hard not to say being out of Mexico, I seen a whole lot of natives. It was, like I said, amazing. Seeing a whole bunch of full-blooded Indians.
Motherfucker, you.
Motorcycles, no helmets, long black hair.
Motherfucker, you.
We go back to the days in prison,
Motherfucker,
to the days of
you.
incarceration, my stupidity. And I get to thinking about guys that did time, Native Americans that did time. There was a guy named John that was called Hawk. He used to look out for me. He was big into the whole juggalo scene, the horrorcore rap. But aside from him, there was another dude. And let me paint the picture for the guy that I'm about to talk about that went by the nickname of Chief. He
went by the nickname of Chief, you fucking queef. You got beef in the street. You got heat. I got the heat, motherfucker. You got the beat. My cat keeps whipping me in the face with his tail. He thinks it's funny.
6'5", 6'6", 260, if not bigger. Quiet, stayed to himself.
I'm gonna heat up my hot pocket.
Seems like a lot of the guys in there.
I'm gonna heat up my hot pocket right now. So I'll take you guys with me.
Came to prison behind his drug addiction. Came to prison behind robbing pharmacies. She told me that he went into a pharmacy and, like he had done many times before, stuff the place up. He said he never had to display a gun. He just made them think that he had a gun. On some occasions, he told them exactly what he wanted them to put in the bag. But he goes to rob this pharmacy one day, and by now they showing his picture to all the local pharmacies, letting them know that be on the lookout for this thing. He said he did his normal routine, go to the store, walk around, say he was gonna buy something, wait till nobody was really looking, wait till he back to the pharmacy, and then he would either pretend he had a weapon or display a note, telling them what he wanted. He didn't display a note, he pretend he had a weapon and tell them, you know, the opposite.
Kind of pop pocket pepperoni. Pepperoni pizza.
My allergies are gone and I'm here to collect the rent. That is the Jewish me. Benjamin Gola. That is allergies. Benjamin Gola.
Man got so much time in his days of robbing pharmacies or doing anything other than living inside prison for long. Life as he knows it is now over. He said he thought the unfortunate accident like the fact that he was using this to feed addiction, not only doing the pills, but to straighten himself until time to get sober. Just before fentanyl came along and all this manufactured stuff to switch with, heroin was still a thing. Guys could buy heroin and know that it was either heroin or it had put in it. They didn't have to buy it, worried about it being straight fent. It was a different time.
Street fence.
I mean, cheap in 2009, 2010, 2010, because I was in 200 time, and he slept across the way from me on the top tier. A couple films out with the guys I'm talking about before, John Hector, aka at first meeting him, he did not speak much, he didn't talk much. The main statement. I never really had any interactions with him until he wanted to get this tattoo on him, which was related to his trial. No problem. That's when he gives me the whole rundown on his crime, what brought him to prison, how all those robberies were fine. And if you pretend you have a gun, even if you don't have one, that's no wrong. But the man was never wrong, to say the least. In me doing this, and he brought me this certain, it was like a dream catcher, these feathers, and all these different things entwined and woven into this tattoo he wanted, which took up a large majority of this man's arm. I ended up having to redraw this thing 3 times because his arm was so damn big. And you're telling me this is a big, big tattoo, but when I put it on his arm, it just looked small. So I would get irritated that I had to redraw it. I had to come in the cell, I take put a piece of paper on his arm. It actually took 2 pieces. I took a sheet of piece of paper and then took another and used some deodorant tape, the sticky tape from the deodorant put on there. And I ended up tracing out the shape of his arm, finally getting the pattern right. When I'm sitting in there and tattooing on him, I come to find out that, and this is going to be hard for a lot of people to believe, this man actually did time with my father. As he's sitting there, and I've got him leaned over, and I'm running the gun and wiping and tattooing. He's looking at the pictures on my wall. And this was during the time of me trying to come to terms with what had happened growing up. He tried to make peace with my father. For like a short period of time, I kept a picture of him on my wall. The only picture that I've ever had, I still have to this day, which is at home in my prison photo album. He's sitting as I'm tattooing him. It wasn't uncommon for guys to look at my pictures on the wall, family pictures, children pictures, friends, whatever, cards I got for the holidays. And he's looking and he asked me, how do you know that? And I look at the wall. And usually when somebody would say that, they be referencing Philly. There's a lot of Philly people get locked up. I see you talking about Philly, he's like, nah, the dude in the top right now. I said, that's my dad. I said, dad. I said, yeah, it's my dad. He's like, well, I did time with your dad. Way back. Way before I ever caught this case, I did time. I said, I ain't doing time with my dad, man. He's like, I did. He told me things about my dad I didn't know, things that my dad didn't say, but I didn't know a lot of details. Like, your dad boxed, like, a fighter. I said, yeah, I'd seen him fight, man. I seen him dust with me. I was like, no, he can fight. He used to fight this thing called the smoke. Now, Southampton, this is another place. My dad was at Mecklenburg County, Southampton. He said when I did time with him at Southampton, he would fight the smoke. I'm like, I've heard about smoke. What's the smoke?
Arby's meat free box includes your choice of classic roast beef or crispy chicken, and now
can also get the Big Crispy Fish Sandwich. So get your choice of meat and 3 sides, all for just $7.99. Please, the meat.
In Orville, you do have a rare opportunity to experience a wide variety of recreational activities. Like I said, we have 5 large lakes and a river restaurant, all to be enjoyed from powerboating, water skiing, sailboating, rowing. The afternoon has the windsurfing activity that goes on to the golfing at the golf course.
Two men got an issue. Instead of stabbing, killing each other, the prison came up with the smoke. The smoke was on the weekends they would go inside the ring and like men, they would put on gloves and they would hand. It's like I watched your dad fight a bunch of different times. So I thought that was really cool that I was locked up with somebody that had done time with my pops a long time ago. Chief goes on about his business. The cellmate I had at the time would get high. I would get high as well when it came to pills. I'll pop a pill quick. No shame in my name. I've never been one to snort a pill or shoot no pill or no. I'm not going to all those extremes. I'm just going to pop it with the effects from it. But he used to deal with my cellmate on these options that he got from this guy that had cancer. If you had cancer, he would go to the pill window and they were giving out options to these guys that had these were terminally ill, that had cancer, that had certain issues. And these guys would in turn go sell those pills. Those pills were worth their weight in gold. To get an Oxy 80 and take it back to the population, or you can bank off them. But the guy who was getting them from Chris did not have an understanding to how much these pills were going for, what they were worth on the streets, and what he could have got for a prison. So he's got a contract where he's selling cheap $20 a piece. Every now and then, Chief was junkie all the way out. He would spend all his commissary ink and every last dollar he got on these pills. He would come to my cellmate, get on from time to time, get on me, let him jump in the loop, let him get in line, let him get the bill, because he didn't want the man to start dealing with other people. So before he let him go deal with somebody else, he potentially loses connect. He go, like, damn, man, let me borrow $20. I said, like, hell no. I know what you need 24. Let me get the deal. So my cellmate, so it's well known what Chief did, what Chief. Chief was on some next level type stuff. Chief was actually shooting. We put him in a little medicine cup, crush him, and take him to the microwave. I'm not sure of the entire process. Whatever he did required medicine and him microwave the hell out of it. Because there was times we could wait in the microwave like, bro, come on, man. And be up there with that guilt dressed up inside that microwave the hell out of it. Until he got into whatever he needed to do to be able to shoot it, right? So at the time, Chief had this younger black dude. It's a known gang member in our body. I told y'all in 2010, this big ass gang thing popped off, and a whole bunch of bloods got picked up. We got shipped off from state of Virginia to Supermaxes and Iron. His cellmate fell right in the wall. He gets the cellmate he gets could not have been a worse cellmate. He gets a cellmate that is into the exact same things he is, that everybody knows. It's always on the door chasing though. This dude would buy Trazodone, Seroquel. He was a full-fledged junkie, full-fledged crash test dummy. I mean, just the type of dude that would eat 20 aspirin if he thought he could get high from, right? And I remember talking to Too Cool, and he was like, oh, this ain't good. I told you Too Cool. He said, that's not going to be good at all. What you mean? He's like, junkie all the way out. You know, Chief gets on with Chris that is the OC, so it's just not going to end. It comes to a time where Chief stops coming and asking my son anymore does he want to get it, because now his cellmate, which is junkie all the way out, has got a way of maneuvering. There's people on the phone that have send money here, send money there. Most people had money, so when Chief didn't have the money to get the pill, it's selling it to them. Well, then doing things for people, they start to get entitled. And I know for a fact, I didn't hear it, but I know how the inmate population goes. I know the rules. I know that she had to have told the man, I'll let you get it this time. Don't you ever go behind my back and try to set up nothing. Don't try to cut me out the deal, because if you do, there's going to be problems. I've heard that speech said from one man to the next man when it comes to somebody having a part on it, time and time again. You step on my toes, try to cut me out the picture, go behind my back and come from them, me and you're going to have problems. So I can always tell when she was like silly get on because he was always high. For some reason, when he would do those 80s, when he would shoot that 80, he would be next level high. I'm talking sitting out on the bench for the day when the dude didn't have a TV, didn't have no electronics, didn't have no food. Every bit of everything he got went to in the name of getting high. So he would come out and watch the TV in the day. This dude would come out and sit, watch TV, and nod.
Running a business is more legal than you think. Luckily, LegalZoom is here to help. Whether you're registering a business, staying on top of your business licenses, or registering to trademark, when you need a legal outlet, turn to LegalZoom.
This dude would come out and sit, watch TV, and nod all the way home. He itching, scratching, taking his towel, running across.
Not much. Just made a sandwich. I just made a hot pocket. Gonna make.
Drawing a lot of attention. Shut up. This is only happening all the time. I see him
Gonna
maybe,
pass out soon.
I see 3 fortifications.
Gonna smoke.
In front of
Gonna
the
pass out
TV,
soon.
watching TV, trying to incoherent, just sitting there, passing time bored, nodding out, doing what he was known for doing. Well, the dude Chris, I told you has cancer, it gets worse and worse and worse. These dudes was going over, they were pumping him full of different pills, different narcotics. He would go in the morning and they give him Dilaudid and oxygen. He would go at lunchtime and they give him something else. And then in the evening, they would like double up on certain things to eat till breakfast. Chris had cancer. He starts getting sicker, and sicker, and sicker to the point that they come and get him and tell him back up or take him to Southside Regional Hospital. He's got to leave the prison and go to the hospital. He had a bunch of these pills saved up. You can't take them with you. They're gonna pack his property up. Chances are he's gonna go to the hospital and die, which he did go to the hospital and die. Never returned, died in Southside Regional. So he comes to chief with these pills. Here and there over the span of months. He's been snagging one from the side, from the side, from the side. He's not gonna equal options. Chief doesn't have the money to pay for these options, so he goes to his cell and tells him, you can get the money, I can cover my half, and I'll get it to you when I can get it to you. If he doesn't want to do that, the chief will just go find somebody else to do the deal. But he wants all the deals for himself. He wants them all to be in his cell. He doesn't want anybody else to get their hands on them. It's just the greed that comes from it. The younger dude makes this thing happen. Somehow or another, he gets his people to do something. He gets on the phone and they convince this dude Chris, which he probably never said anything. He knew he wasn't coming back. They convinced the dude Chris, yeah, the money's been sent. Get your money, don't worry about it. Now Chief's got all these bills. He gaps him up with this Chief and he spot. I'm not gonna talk about the spot because the spot that still uses his name. I've never heard another prison channel talk about it. I'm putting out the spot. Chief's got this hiding spot in the cell where he hides everything, and so does the cell. So other guys have this one particular spot that is infamous, like I said, that I've never heard spoken of. Young boy gets his pills, Chief gets his pills, everybody's happy. A little bit of time goes by, and we start hearing that the two of them want to get along. Chief is accusing this dude of stealing. Supposedly, Chief had put his bills up, young boy put his bills up. Now Chief's counting his bills, one of his bills missing. Young man swearing to God, bill, must have lost it, must have did it. This must have happened. He's not trying to do it. This is a big commotion they're making in the cell. But in prison, when somebody starts getting loud and something pops off, everybody gets. You can go from being crazy, crazy loud in there when people hear or see that something's getting ready to pop off. It gets quiet. The room kind of gets the volume turned down because everybody's going on. Everybody calms down so they can hear what's going on. When we hear Chief up there telling this dude, you stole from me. Don't lie to me. I'll slap the shit out of you. I'll beat your ass, man. You stole from me. You give me one of yours. And the youngest telling him, I'm not giving you none of mine. You calling me a thief. I ain't stealing nothing from you. It went from the room calming down, us being able to hear what was going on, to them arguing, to it sounding like a construction site. The door is closed. There's an open slot cut in the door to stick your arm out of. It's maybe 18 inches tall, probably not big enough to put your face, so maybe 5 inches wide. He can hear Chief up there. He's got his hands on the shoulder board. And at first it was a bunch of yelling, there was a bunch of screaming. Chief's got it. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? And it goes from him questioning, and you hear the light thuds and sounds of the punches, to it sounding like he was taking this boy's body and trying to knock walls. I mean, you can hear the echo over. They lived on the second floor, so he would slam this boy. And mind you, man, the concrete seal that separates the cell upstairs from the cell downstairs has got to be every bit of 12 to 15 inches. As he's slamming this boy, you can feel it's almost like bass inside the pod. And this is a large with 43 cells in it, 86 inmates, one guard. You can literally feel almost like the building vibe what he's doing to this boy. Punched, burst the boy back. We locked in for count. As we're locked in for count, we all see the door. Chief's door is not open since this whole situation has happened. We got a 15, 20 minutes before we lock down for count, and that's it. We look up before they call, 20 minutes till we're locked down for count, 20 minutes till locked down for count. And we see Chief come out the cell, head to the microphone. He's got that little medicine coming. He's got these pills crushed in it. But there's something very different from every other time that he's ever done somebody here before. Chief has blood all over the front of his jeans. Chief has blood on his face. There's blood on the side of his neck. There's blood all over his shirt, his hands, his fists, his forearms. It looks like he cleaned an animal off in that cell, like he butchered some type of animal. Man has blood all over him. And his only concern, I guess he knows, he went way too far. It's hurt this boy real bad. There's no hiding. The guards come through for count. But 100% want to see what's happening because the man can't stand up. So he's concerned at this point was getting hot. He needs to shoot these pills before guards come in, take him up out of there. Why he didn't just keep storing or suitcase or proof of, I don't know, I'm not cheating. He goes to the microwave for the better part of 5-10 minutes. He's at the microwave and he shoots up to a cell and shuts the door.
Dealing with information overload, Notebook LM can turn dense documents into dialogue and audio overviews. Visual
By now, we all know that these cars come through the county. All of us. We have not seen the sign of that young boy, just that cell that was used as a human jackhammer. That sounded like a human ping pong ball. That sounded like a human bowling ball that was being dropped. We had that boy up there like a rag doll, making him touch every wall in that cell. When I tell you, I can't reiterate how big she was. The man had hands like damn bear claws. If he was reincarnated as some type of spiritual animal, he would be the Yeti. He would be Bigfoot. He was a ginormous man. To take a punch from him would probably fracture your entire face. You could take the average man, pick him up by his throat, like Jason in a horror movie, and just hold him in the air like there was no problem. Chief goes on in the cell. We all know he's going to get hot. He goes in there. I guess he does his shot. And I'm on the bottom. So they come by my cell. They go by my cell. Then they have to go up the staircase. They start at, the first cell here. And they work their way all the way back down. They get over to where Chief's cell is. And I see them roll by. They back up. And they lean towards the door and say, hey, you need to get up off the bunk and stand for count. Chief has got his back turned. No response. Hey, sell such, get up off the bunk. That's Stanford County. No response. Third time I'm telling you, comply with what we're saying, get off the bunk and stand for count. If not, you will be charged. Stop count. You're hindering and delaying count. We're going to call officers in. Get up off the bunk and stand for count. The man doesn't move. They go to radio. I don't know what Chief said. Maybe he told them he could get. Maybe he told them he can't move. Maybe he told them I'll broke him up real good. But whatever he said, he took the guard from radioing to start to stand through the city. They go ahead and radio, they stop. Another guard comes in and goes with that second guard, and they go and finish the count. The first officer of that Chief said what he said, he stayed there until the sergeant lieutenant showed up. They opened the cell door, no sooner they opened the cell door, the first thing he did was handcuff Chief and bring Chief out the cell. Chief got short-cut hair, couldn't have long hair at the time. So picture a man of that size, really dark complexion when it comes to being a Native American man. Strong, square-off jaw. It's not racist, don't hate me. I'm just trying to describe what the man looks like. But he's standing there up against the wall, cuffed up, covered in blood. He's so high that he's just kind of like leaning his head on the wall. The guards are talking to him and asking him what's happened. He's not saying nothing. He's just, I don't know how many of those OCs he did. I don't know if he had something like he did his, or after he just crushed his young boy, he just took his and went and did him. They take Chief up out. They don't move this. This boy is hurt to the point that they're afraid to put him on the board. They're afraid to do anything. After Chief messed him up, he took him and just put him back on the bunk and covered him up with a blanket. In a matter of 3 to 4 minutes, it went from being 2 officers in the county to up to probably 30, 40 officers, medical, different nurses, doctors, higher ups. When I say higher ups, I mean people that really had power within the prison. Then Chief was home. They stayed in that cell for a while. Finally got that boy onto a board, up and out.
No, I'm not sleeping. I was eating something.
That whole situation. We come to find out Chief broke his arm, several of his fingers, fractured his skull, did all types of messed up stuff. They said that he dropped him on the skull, possibly broke his back. Like we had a dude in my body at the time that worked in the infirmary and come back and told us like the dude was out at the main hospital for a long time, for like several months before he returned back to prison, came back to the company. Yes, he did the work in our body, the work in the infirmary, returned still. Not killed. That's that dude's brain up, that dude's talking. He's in the infirmary, there's food, spoon feeding, changing his diapers. He's not the same. She pretty much beat that boy himself to the point that he left him mentally disabled. Here's the sad part. You would think after that happened to that dude that if him not being all there no more, not able to take care of himself, that he would go ahead and go home. They ended up sending him off to a prison that could deal with guys that had more serious medical needs, more serious medical issues, where whatever other than Chief damn near killed him, brain damage in the cell. But they didn't let the man go home after what Chief did to him. They shipped him
Oh
off to
no,
another
no, no,
prison
no,
where
no,
there was
no,
more
no,
people to take care of him.
no, no,
Stay
no,
and serve
no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
The guy that's always loud, you know what she is so accompanied with quietness that it made the man almost just scared. When I attacked him, I remember as I was stretching the skin on his arms that damn, just do this.
Dora was on live stream today. Wig Splitter and Dora went at it. Is that what you guys are saying to me?
Talks about his family members and how he wished he could go back and do this again. Talked about his addiction and how he started things he did in prison. We really didn't have any conversations after that. But most of them really didn't say with me for myself, to do with my cellmate, and make a little transaction. This all goes back to a couple of different things. One, not getting high. Two, I told you, leave the drugs alone. Watch the people you're around.
Harold has metastatic prostate cancer. But like you, Harold has stuff to do. He takes Nubeca. Nubeca is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with prostate cancer that is spread to other parts of the body in response to a medical or surgical treatment that lowers testosterone. It is not known if Nubeca is safe and effective in females or children. In a prostate cancer clinical study, Nubeca reduced the risk of cancer getting worse by almost half. You and your doctor will decide if Nubeca is right for you. Nubeca may cause serious side effects, including heart disease and seizure. Tell your doctor right away. Chest pain or discomfort, shortness of breath, loss of consciousness, or seizure. Nubeca can harm unborn babies and cause loss of pregnancy. Use effective birth control during treatment 1 week after the last dose of Nubeca. The side effects of Nubeca were increased in liver function tests, increased white blood cells, and mortality than usual. Harold's actions give him changes. Doctor about Nubeca.
Hey Holmes, find me a 3-bedroom home in Atlanta, near a Whole Foods. Show me the kitchens. For you to see what you will find with Holmes AI.
The sad part is that none of us really believe that boy took anything from us. We think that Chief got high and miscounted how many he had left, and then accused this boy of doing something that he didn't do. I don't care how crazy it was. Steal from a man of that caliber would be suicidal. Not to mention, the young boy still had some bills of his own. So all we have to gain by stealing from this man that easily beat him to death. That was somebody's son, somebody's brother, somebody's nephew, somebody watching, maybe related to the man I'm talking. I'm on DLC's behalf. Like you're not going. I've told you before. When they send you, and you will not come home until your sentence.
Damn, you're like a bitch, man. You get too many phone calls like a female. He's fucking talking on the phone like a female, man. Shit, bitch. Talking on the phone like a female.
And it's always bad. Especially 9 times out of 10, it's not somebody that big going against somebody of the same size. It's usually a guy that big going against somebody after size. And this dude was lucky he was after size. It's Monday. I'm now home. Inside the house. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. More videos on the way. Look for more lives. Make sure you go back and recap last night's lives. I love all y'all. I hope y'all have an amazing week. Let's get this week on the way. But anyway, these jail institutions, these detention centers, these prisons, those just crazy worlds. It's out of all the crazy world we live in. And there's always a just trying to keep y'all entertained. Well, you know what I'm telling you? Like always, this is Jay Williams Lesson. Like all my real ones. And there are some real ones watching. Y'all still watching me. No. So, I don't even think you took it. That was a big man.
Big man, big man.
One of the things that drives me to this type of work is just being able to influence a bigger impact, and having this new role is definitely an opportunity for that.
Our insurance agents are getting the best quotes from the top insurance companies to make sure you're getting the best rate and coverage for your situation. We've been doing this for over 36 years, and it would be a pleasure to help you navigate the world of insurance.
And you already know what it is. Check with it. Like that. But see that? Kill my potato. Like new money. Yeah, my face looks so much bigger. But please believe.
Kill my
I'm at
potato.
like 196, and I cannot seem to get below 196. No matter what I cut out, what I stop eating, I'm more late night eating. I still cannot get below 196. Irritating. But it's part of the process. So today's videos are going to be a little bit of the same what we usually do, but a little bit different. You think of prison, you don't think of all the gossip and the constantly takes place. Prison is days of our lives as the world turns. Take all these soap operas, novellas, ball them into one. That's prison. It's just gap, all day, every day. Somebody is talking about somebody. You might end up in a cell with a dude that all he does is talk about people. Somebody come to the door, it was so with you. It's hot. And then this fan trying to beat this heat. That's what's up, roll as soon as he walks off. You know they said the other day he was good. Come on, man. You was just talking to old boy. Gossiping. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen situations get completely out of hand that somebody wanted to run their mouth. And by the time they're done running their mouth and it's made its way full circle, you don't even resemble what it's said. It's bits and pieces of the truth. But running your mouth while locked up, there's ways to get hurt. Touched on this the other day. I've got a whole lot of gossiping stories, and when gossiping goes wrong, when cat turns into back. Watch your mouth. You think you could go through life talking about others? You might, until you and that person come face to face. The moment y'all see each other and bump heads, well, you've done the easy part, which is the talking. Now we'll see what's really real. People love to gossip, especially with social media and YouTube. This person said, that person said, this person said. And there's usually either no truth to it or a tiny bit of truth to it. I hear my name all the time. And to date, I'm talking in the past year, aside from he's a good guy, he helps people, he's solid, he's this, he's that. Anything outside of that, I've heard this complete lie. But I'm okay with that. You know, they say people talk about you, you're doing something right. And I don't get much negative feedback at all. I'm not a negative person. I'm here to inspire people. I am what you call prison prevention. I am the guy that wants to keep you out of prison. I'm the guy that wants to see you and shake your hand in public, hear your success story, and then help you go on to share your success story. It doesn't always have to be bad. For a lot of you guys, it will go 100% and bad. That's because y'all do not listen. Guys will try to sneak and get high. It's going to be bad. Guys will try to do petty crimes. It's going to be bad. Guys will sell drugs, do this, do that. It's all good while you're doing it. Eventually, it's going to end bad. So today, we're going to do some of the gossiping and how it, once again, ends bad. With all that being said, not seen it. Not a living. So, let's be real. This is the part where we do a quick weekly update. As you can see, some guys right back there. They are replacing the windshield in one of the work trucks. windshields get cracked. This is construction and things like that. We got to fix them. So they ain't kind enough to come out here and take my money to fix the windshield. Bella, the little girl that we are adopting, I took her, what was it, Sunday, I believe it was? Yes, Sunday, to see her dad. We met at the park, and for an hour, she just chilled with her dad, pushed on a swing and whatnot.
To Alteryx One, a self-service analytics platform that makes it easy to automate analytics and
I fell back. I kind of off camera told you I'm standoffish. Remember what a lot of people talk to a lot of people. So upon meeting the guy, I said it was he introduced himself. He asked where the playground was. I said it's right over here. I walked him over there, and I just kind of faded into the back. That's his daughter. That's her dad. Let them do their thing. The hour comes to an end. She is ready to go home. I'm afraid she's going to get really upset. She's gonna cry. My biggest concern in life when it comes to her is her. She did. She, was ready to go. Talked to him. We had a small, brief conversation. Pretty much I told him, get your shit together. Get your life together. This child needs you. I did not want another kid. I don't want that to sound to come off the wrong way, but I was not looking to raise another child. Noah just started kindergarten, so that gives my wife great. The older son is 20. I mean, he'll be 21 next year. She shouldn't have much responsibility, but us being good people, being able to afford it, and having big hearts. Like I told you, you fix yourself, get your life together, and get your daughter like she needs you. She's got us, she's good with us. She needs you. So I hope that he took my advice. I hope that he puts 100% into getting his life on track so that he can give his daughter the best life possible. And if not, she's family. She has a huge place in my heart. I love her like I love all the other kids. And she can stay with me until she's 30 years old. That's what it is. Aside from that, not a whole lot more going on. Pause. Nice coffee. Not a whole lot more than that going on. I did have to hire a tax team. Got some tax issues that come up this year and that year, stuff I didn't really know a whole lot about, didn't know it was even owed. So I reached out, got a tax team, and they're taking care of the issues. Whenever you're dealing with businesses, YouTube is a business, construction company is a business, and then there's all the money I've paid in between that I pay taxes on. To think that I went to prison for taking money from people, being this little tough guy in the streets, and robbing people with your money, that's what people send you off to prison. Not out here making it legally. You don't give what Sam is, brother don't get his. But you're in prison as well. It's almost like they're robbing me. So I'm getting the taxes taken care of, so everything is up to date. Or no worries. Aside from that, I don't have a whole lot. Life is good. No complaints. My life is what a lot of people say. Let's get into it. So, prior to coming out of prison, I didn't know what YouTube was. You got to think, I left, it was MySpace. And I didn't even do MySpace. Actually, MySpace was being talked about. It hadn't even come out yet. I don't believe it was out. I don't remember. Man, but that's what was out when I left. I come home to YouTube. I leave a world of gossip and talking about each other all day long. Don't want to hear that. That's why I tell you all my videos, and when people ask me certain questions, I don't speak on what the next man has got going on, what the next man is doing. It is something I hate. is something I despise. It's entertaining to see others do it, but it's not something I'm going to partake in. And that comes from all the years of just being surrounded by dudes that would play cool with dude one moment and then be bashing his name the next. And then it gets physical. Oh yeah, it gets physical real fast. With YouTube, dudes are just running their mouth every now and then. But at the end of the day, shut up. You're not gonna do nothing. Why are you talking about it? If ain't nothing gonna come from it, why are you talking about it? Even when y'all see the channels that are going back and forth, well, it'll bring views at first, but after a while it becomes stagnant. If they don't see a fight, if something don't come out of it, people will stop watching. Then you're gonna try to go back to your regular content, and nobody's gonna want to watch it. You like, look at the thumbnail, look at the title, and say, "Oh, I need to be on nobody, man. You got a drama going on. I don't want to hear what you got to say." Therefore, I don't do the drama. I do the gospel. Prison, on the other hand, is a place where every day you are going to hear something new. Whether it's something that's passed along, you're going to hear something about somebody, you're going to hear something somebody did, something somebody said, something somebody's going to do, something the prison's doing, something the office is doing. Somebody's always going to gospel. Lord forbid you get that cellmate. I've had these guys as cellmates. The wants to tell you everything that's going on because he's in everybody's business guy. It's a terrible cellmate to have. But a good cellmate also because you always know what's going on. If you don't like talking about people, that's not the guy you're going to have to cell with you because that's all he's going to do. Even at work, people, I'm the same way. Now, it's one thing if it's something work related. Somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, Jay, oh boy, ain't doing his job." Or, "Holler at him, go to slack." That I don't know. When it comes to somebody's personal life, Jay, did you hear that? Dude and his wife, look, man, y'all already know I don't do gossip, but that's his business. Y'all stay about that man's business. Just the way I feel about it is, if you'll come talk to me about him, or you'll go talk to them about me. That's a fact. You ever think about that? The people that love them talk about others to you will go to others and talk about you. I just gave y'all game now on the street. I've been telling me. So prison is one of those places where it's always somebody's got something, somebody said something. I talked about this before. We have what we call inmate.com or prison.com. It's not actually a computer program. It's nothing to do with the internet. It's just a phrase. It's just a saying. It's just a woman. When somebody says something, that justified, everybody starts saying it. We call that inmate.com. What do you have for inmate.com? Inmate.com means it's something that's being said amongst the inmates and passed down around. You get it all the time. One of the biggest gossips you're going to hear, and I've heard, I've seen, I've dealt with, that bad consequences are shakedowns. There's ways of knowing when a major shakedown is coming. Now, here we have what's called annual shakedown. 4 times a year, they used to go twice a year. And to the vets, the OGs, the convicts, the guys like myself that have been down a long time, we knew around what time these shakedowns were happening. We could usually pinpoint it within a 30 to 45 day period twice a year. And I remember little things make you remember things. I remember watching this Charlie Brown episode on, I think it was like CBS one time, now night, and I associate that memory to being locked in my cell because we were on a major shakedown and they just shut down the bar next door. And when they do these major shakedowns, it's terrible. But in that, that Charlie Brown episode, it reminded me, all right, last year we was on shakedown, I was watching Halloween special with Charlie Brown. So the coming year, I know that Halloween's approaching, we're within that time range of when they can come and tear this bitch apart. Now let me explain to you what a shakedown consists of. A real full prison lockdown shakedown. They shut the prison down. Anything that the inmates were doing, as far as jobs go, whether it be child hall, mopping, sweeping, trash, all these different jobs.
From cups to espresso machines, everything you need without the stress. That's the extra outlay.
What's the gentlest pressure on your hands? Why, think about
Think a boy, 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 think a boy.
Shut it. Everybody locks their cell. You will go in your cell at
Good
night.
morning, good morning,
Next
good
morning,
morning,
you take
good
your
morning,
get
good
up,
morning,
go about
good
your
morning.
daily days, they start following locks just like this. Get up, parachute to the floor. Next morning, it's how you I told you that they start. And first you get up, first thing you're gonna do around 5:30, they do count. They come through, they roll with it. Lights on, feet on the floor, stand for count. At 5:30 in the morning, you have to get out of bed. You can't just wave your arm or just move on it. No, you really got to do them to sell, man. There's a light up on the ceiling. It's got to pull straight. You're gonna stand out of bed. You're gonna pull this little chain, and the light's gonna come. And they're gonna walk by. They're gonna write down the count for everybody. And once they pass your door, you turn the light off and get back to bed. That is 5:30. I've got to work. I have to between 7:30 for work. So at that 5:30 count, I get up. As soon as they walk past the door, I just go over, I'll use the bathroom, go ahead, brush my teeth, wash my face, get dressed, sit on my bunk with these little 13-inch flat screen TVs called KTV and TV. There's different companies that make them. Turn the TV on, throw my earbuds in. By now it's about 6 a.m. Catch the news. The news lets me know what's going on out in the world. Where I was at, you had Richmond's News, CBS 6, Channel 12, Channel 8. I watched the news. You'd be surprised how much I found out from the news. I found out about deaths, people I knew from the news, high profile cases, friends of mine catching bodies, all this stuff I watched the news. It was part of my routine. Shortly after maybe 6:15, 6:20, you hear them over the loudspeaker, hey, 700 hours or 625, 600 hours, count is now cleared, 600 hours, count is now clear. Right after that, you hear, stand by for child. They're going these loudspeakers, we have a microphone, and they say it, it comes into our side of the unit and into the other side of the unit. Unit 105, 205. They'll say 1 and 205, stand by for child. That time, start getting schlang. Now, there's a button on the wall. So if you're not going to child, they don't just automatically open the door. What happens is when everybody goes in their cell, they push one button and it locks all the doors. There's a button inside your cell. It's a square plate. One button, push boom. When you push that button, she is taking the lock off the control booth. The door open.
Unlike other value goods, Arby's new $7.99 meat-free box has 3 sides. Seriously, it's a more meal for your money.
If you want this, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you were in a car accident in the last year, you could be owed a large cash payment and not even know. Even if you weren't driving, all you have to do is click the link in this video, answer 5 simple questions about your accident, and see if you have a case that could be worth money, like this, or even like this. If the accident wasn't your fault and it happened in the last 12 months, you could be owed a lot more than you think. And this doesn't just apply to drivers. If you were a passenger in an Uber, walking, riding a bike, or on a motorcycle, you may still qualify. Most people never check, and insurance companies are hoping you don't. So don't skip this. Click the link and see what your case could be worth. People all over the country have already received checks for tens of thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they did it without going to court. That's because there's money already set aside for accidents like these. For example, Stacy didn't think her accident was a big deal, but after checking, she ended up receiving $90,000. medical bills, pain and suffering, damage to your car, and you don't have to pay anything up front. You don't have to fight insurance companies, and you don't have to deal with lawyers.
As soon as she said stand by for the child, then I start piling out their things. You do it, pop, 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 slang, slang, bang, 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 bang. Going out yourself. Me, I was going for drink. Then pop, grab canister to keep water in it. Also, this weapon, I've done those videos. Yes, sir. Go check it out. You head up there, get your hot water, make your coffee, go sit on the bench, sip yourself, do whatever you want to do until they say exit the child. A lot of times I would go do whatever they have. I make oatmeal or grits, or I make something and just eat that real quick and hang out until they call first movement. Now, first movement, after they're going to call child, you're going to exit the child. After you eat child, return back to your building. Some officers are just, they're anal in the way they do things. They want everybody to lock back down. For no reason. That way they don't have to watch what's going on first thing in the morning. They don't have to be busy. They can just sit in control rooms and just be lazy. But most times they go back to child and just kind of do go around. It's 80-something minutes. So y'all just mixing and matching, talking. Might have homeboys in there, you go over and kick your ways, sit and hey, what up, y'all? Chop it up. Then they're going to call standby for first move. First move is anybody going to work, anybody going to a school, a trade. They offer trades. You should utilize that while locked up. A lot of what I do in my day-to-day life, I went to school for a while. I was in there. My electrical, my plumbing, business manager. I use a lot of this. But then we call standby for first move. I work maintenance. I have my shirts up there. I put in my pocket. I'd actually go to the maintenance shop. That is the typical rundown of a morning. Just take a body, just do all that. That's what your life's going to consist of every single day, every single morning while you're crossing. Unless you want to shake down. When they major shakedown comes through, and they come through, they do the count at 5:30, and you go through your routine, wash your dog mouth, dragging them off your breath, green ass talking. I see some dudes funky. I used to see funky breath. I see some dudes funky breath. You do your routine, watch a little bit of news, big time prayer, use with a few minutes, and stand by the child. You don't hear stand by the child. They don't turn the lights on the table. It's dark out there. It's down. You hear this noise, squeaky noise, like this flash. You walk over, you look out your cell door, and you see it pushing this big brown car. Or sometimes it's a big metal car. The big metal ones got hot flames in it. It's got these doors that open up. And in there's all these penitentiary trays filled with today's delicious treats. It's terrible. This you hear them squeaky wheels, you go up, you look out, you see that. You know you're all locked in. You know they're coming in. They've taken the time to cut these strings. I told you, no limits are working, so they let guys either come over this morning and come to the home, make the trays, and then set them back when nobody was looking, or they just said, we don't need anybody this morning, or they just did not pop the kitchen workers' doors at 3:30. They usually at 3:30. But these guys, by the time they tell you, hey, they didn't call us for work this morning, you already figured it out.
Nickel boy, nickel boy.
They start building by building by building. This place had 9 buildings, 10 if you want to count, where they executed people, and that's also the whole. But it was 9 buildings total. You have an infirmary, and each one was 6 men each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. They start one building at a time. They bring what's called the strike force. These are the top flight security. Top flight security of the world, friend. Of the world. And these guys live to shake down. They go from prison to prison, shake it down. They have been trained many ways of CEO calling them on the ball, looking at them, check it up on the ball side. They are really good at it. All jumps aside, strike force is trained to search for things. Writing, game memorabilia, or you call it memorabilia, literature, things, contraband, things we've got to be modified, stolen electronics, bring somebody else's name off of, take it to the tattoo man, grade your name on it. It's all electronic devices. Have your name on your stamp on it. Try to prove it's yours. You bought it. They come looking. They're gonna serve child that morning. I have the child, depending on which part you're in. It begins. They come in with the dogs. All these different types of canines. I've seen pit bulls, I've seen German shepherds, and I've seen Sooners. We all know what Sooner is. Sooner is the sooner that this dies, the better. They bring these dogs. They bring everybody out their cell before they eat them again. I make you line up with your face to the back of the man in front of you. And they're all standing there in your boxes. And they tell you, put your arms down by your side, turn your palms outward, do not move. If you move, you will be good. And they take these dogs and run them down the line of all of that. Dogs, no socks, just underwear. For them underwear, you strip all the way above ball naked. They run the dogs by. The dog hits on somebody, they put him out of line, take him somewhere else, and they're gonna find out what he's hiding. Since he ain't got no clothes on.
Spring, unofficial new year for tool people. Celebrate spring savings and Harbor Freight.
So there's a lot of different things why you should be going. The reason why I need to work,
You know where his eyes. So then they send everybody back in their cell after the dogs have done their sniffing test. They will start to sell one, and they'll go in 2 or 3 at a time, and they might be hitting 5, 6 cells at once because they've got a lot, over 3,000 men to shake down, thousands of cells to shake down. They want to get this over in 3 or 4 day time. They start to sell one, and they tear everything. So they get you on your stomach, y'all come out, y'all turn around, y'all cuff up, chest in the underwear now. And they bring plastic chairs and they sit them down, sit down, you sit down in the chair. And you watch them go through your cell like these. It's the best way to explain it. You see them move like cranks in the house, ransacks it. That's what they're gonna do to your cell. They're gonna ransack your mail, your pictures, commissary, all your personal belongings. They're gonna tear it up. They will intentionally damage things. I've seen them drop people's electronics and like, oh, pick that back up. I ain't trying to get a grievance on that. And keep it moving. You're gonna watch guys as they're doing this get locked up. Sitting there watching out the door, they ain't made it that way to you yet. You looking, you see them come out the cell with a knife. They show it to guys sitting in the chair with knives. Is why? How did they wish to find this big ass man knife? Whose knife is this? But nobody say nothing. They lock them both up. But the general rule is you're a stand-up guy. You wear whatever's yours. You got to sell me. I just tell mine. I don't care what you bring in. As long as you know numbers when you get called. I'm aware of mine. You wear yours. I can be selling some dope. Don't say nothing. It's going to be going home in 90 days. They find my dope and he catches the street case right along with you. No, you don't do it. You're a stand-up guy. But you watch that come out with that knife. Watch. One of them guys, they can try to fight it out to the very last moment. I say that. The last one break. I ain't trying to go that now. Get him up, get him out of here. Going to the Holy Ghost. Now they take all his property, but they trash bags. Makes you go. As they're getting close to you, your heart is beating out your chest. I don't care how many times you do it, there's always some level of anxiety. I just broke down a whole lot of day in the life of an inmate. Oh, let me get into the one that's associated with the shit. Guys have jobs that put them around. Correctional officers a lot. If you work in the kitchen, The kitchen woman that works there, it's an outside lady, and then there's going to be a door. I've seen it happen. I've had it happen. Every now and then, that lady in the kitchen will be cool. She won't like the way she sees the inmates treated. We're treated like dogs sometimes. She'll pull you to the side and say, hey, look, I ain't supposed to say nothing. They're about to shake over. Yeah, Thursday, y'all not coming offline. I've seen it happen. He's got the dock worker who sits out there all day long compacting trash. They back tractor trailers up and he helps unload stuff onto the dock. And then other workers come out and take it to their building where it's supposed to go. He sees when the tractor trailer backs up and opens up, and inside of it is just as far forward as you can look, boxes of styrofoam trays. When we go online, we eat out of styrofoam trays. We have a guy in our pod that works at Center Circle. His job is to mop the hallway. Center Circle is like the master hub of the penitentiary, the sports spot where his guard works. She has control over everything. Everybody calls into her. Goes Center Circle. He mops the hallways, sweeps the floors, wipes down the couch. This guy spends 8 hours a day mopping the same floors, sweeping the same hallways. And when he's not doing that, he's shooting the shit with the guards, flirting with the female, getting his little kick it on if you may with the ones he knows he tries hand. He comes in one day and tells us all, he tells somebody that tells somebody that tells somebody that tells somebody, and then it makes its way back to us. Because myself says,
Nickel boy, nickel boy, nickel boy.
Give me 2 things. Like, get in position, get ready for
Nickel
something.
boy,
They choose it.
nickel boy,
Come say,
nickel,
tighten up, and just keeps it moving. So I hop off the ball. Come in.
nickel.
Tighten up. Backtrack.
Nickel boy, nickel boy, nickel boy.
And you know what, shake it down. Nate was over to the circle and said it.
Nickel boy, nickel boy, nickel boy.
Shake that tomorrow, Thursday, Wednesday, tomorrow, you want to shake that ball. I look around and the body is in complete panic mode. You've got guys in here who have wine. You've got guys in here, and this wine is 2-3 days ready. Well, it's 2 to 3 days before it's actually ready. So right now, she's a giant bag of fruit and sugar that's fermented that you don't want to get caught. 5 gallons. So you got to figure out, do I hold off to the last minute with it and hope that we stay on lock for 3 days and don't get you out the third day and it's ready and I'll just drink a whole bunch of it, get drunk and don't get caught with it and draw function. You got guys with cell phones, guys with knives, guys with drugs, guys with TVs that are stolen, don't belong to them. We got to hurry up and take it to the tattoo man.
You hurry up and buy.
Chaos is clearly erupted all around. Dudes are experiencing the cell. Hey, dudes on your money, don't collect your money. If he gets locked up during shakedown, gets called with something during shakedown.
Hurry up and buy.
So guys are running around trying to gather what's there. And then you got guys that got money already. I'm gonna be in the cell for the next week. I've seen the last 3 days. I've seen the last 5 days. I've seen the last all the way up to a week. And on rare occasions, when like somebody gets killed, they're looking for a murder weapon, or there was multiple stabbings, they're searching for wounds on us or blood on our clothing. Oh, situations like that, you can go lock out for months and there's an outside investigation. So we all start scrambling. I've got a CD player in my cell, and I'm tattooed at the time, so it's no big deal. That I've got to turn into money. I didn't buy it on property. It's got somebody else's name on it. The way we take a razor blade, scrape it against the surface, and the razor shave it, pop that up, the razor itself, until the surface is smooth. Then we take the floor wax and wax it, because it's clear. Whatever the item is, it's always clear. TVs are clear, headphones are clear, radio and CD player, take that. Yes, I said take that. They're always clear. Scrape it off, then you take some floor wax with your tip and wax that area you just scraped. And you can't tell it was ever engraved in there.
If you're paying too much for your car insurance, here are 3 reasons why you should call Freeway Insurance right now.
No other companies offer me a better price than Freeway. It's that simple.
Price they quoted me was amazing. It was so good. I was able to save hundreds of dollars a year on my car insurance.
If you want great auto insurance at an affordable price, Freeway Insurance is the answer. Visit us at freeway.com.
Are you researching dental implants?
There's a lot of dental offices that'll talk about doing their teeth implantation process. A lot of times what they mean is they'll do this.
Show me great money on it. Then I got a bam with a tattoo gun, bam on the side. In the meantime, I got all these dudes coming to me. Hey Jay, I need to put TV on TV for me real quick. Well, I'm busy. But now this is in a matter of this guy's told me this. In the next 30 minutes, I've got every bit of probably 4 or 5 CD players, 2 or 3 TVs, universal adapters, beard trimmers. All that is covered. And all these things don't be great. I need to write the name and the state number on a little piece of paper and put it with it. It's going to take me a couple of hours. But I'm charging everybody that's bringing it to me. Bags of coffee, and I got you. So, as I'm doing this stuff, pile of coffee over here, honey ones, whatever I wanted for it. I usually got charged like $5 per item to engrave. Dudes are bringing me all this stuff. Now, other dudes are hearing about the shakedown coming. So, with Vatican set up, you got dudes that got dope in themselves. I'm talking about serious dope. No dope, they catch serious cases and do another 25 years of distribution of heroin. You got dudes with needles, got dudes with damn samurai swords here, and they need to hide. So all my number one goal is to get everything we're not supposed to have, and anything we can't have, either into our hiding spots, and we had some amazing hiding spots. Look, we got this. I can't even tell you that. That would be tough. We got some amazing hiding spots ourselves. I have spots myself. I've never heard it talked about on the internet, and I'm pretty sure that's because guys know not to talk about the spots. It's a very common spot, pretty much every prison around America for the most part. There is one particular spot that you can hide law enforcement. I've hit knives that were 16 inches. I've hit small knives. I've hit pokers. You name it. So after we do all these engravings and stuff, and I get all that knocked out the way, I go to hiding my stuff. My plan is I'm hoping they call wreck this afternoon, and I'm going to take my stuff out of New York. Common knowledge right here, I'm about to say. The Lords know they've been on to it. Dudes have been telling way before YouTube was ever a thing. Dudes told the guards what I'm about to say. I would always bury my knife right beside a pole. But you got fences and you got metal poles that hold the fence up. Well, they go out in the yards during these shakedowns and they run the metal detector all over the yard. You'll see 3-4 guards out there with metal detectors, like that weird guy at the beach just trying to find your missing earring or some change fell in the bucket. The guards are out there with metal detectors during shakedown. You look out your window and see them out there scanning the ground with metal detectors, looking for dollars. Now, what we would do is we would put something out there to distract them, something that's not even sharp or something that's not really lethal, that's really no good to us. A scrap piece of metal, scrape on the floor a little bit, wrap a piece of sheet around, make it look like it's something. Put it over there. So when they find over there, now they call their attention over there and actually away from where we've got to eat. I would always put mine in the ground right next to the fence post. Because when you run the metal detector by the fence post, it's going to go off every single time. Because the fence post is metal. Now, with this shakedown, it could not have come at a low rush time. We were just coming off a lockdown a couple weeks earlier where there was a dude that showed up in our camp that had a brother. And I guess some of his brother looked a lot alike. And when he got there, the Bloods approached him, said he was claiming this at this other camp. The dude said he wasn't. At no time at point did he ever speak up and say, yo, I got a brother. These dudes end up stabbing the whole what we call false flag. Supposedly he was claiming blood on another compound. Now he gets to this compound and these guys approach him. He says no, the other guys are like, yeah, that's him. So they end up stabbing this dude a whole bunch of times. The dude that they stabbed is not just a nobody. He's been in prison for quite a while. But it's very common, even like with twins, you know, you could get him and his brother confused. I've seen this done a bunch of times. But the guy they stabbed up, they beat up, he wasn't just a nobody. This was a dude that had been down a long time, that push that blade. That had other dudes that really rocked with him like that. His brother had been gone home like a year or so before this. So we were all waiting for the retaliation from his homeboys against his blood. All this is brewing. This was like a week prior, maybe a little, maybe about maybe 10 days prior to that. We had just come off shakedown. And I think that's why everybody panicked so much. It's like we just came off shakedown. You have your annual shakedowns and you have incident shakedowns where an incident causes a shakedown. With everybody hiding their weapons, it changes the dynamics of prison because now you're vulnerable. If there is a time that you want to attack a group of guys, and that group of guys is much larger than y'all, shakedown's the perfect time if you hear about it in advance because you know that they've hidden their weapons, that they're defenseless. If you can get through the shakedown with your weapons, get to them before the shakedown takes place, there's not a lot they can do. 10 men with knives versus 20 men with no knives, it's a no-brainer. 9 of that 20 right there are going to run as soon as they see the knives, and the 10 that do decide to fight without knives are going to get stabbed up a whole bunch. We had some wine at the time. We go ahead and talk about it. Some work get caught up with. We got all this other stuff going on. No, it's not work get jammed up. We just dumped it. We dumped the wine down the toilet, flush it. Like I told y'all, we cut the toilets off. So if you want to use the toilet to flush something, you better do it before shakedown comes, because once they shake down, another key tail sign going lock down, is you go to push the toilet button and it don't flush. The following morning rolls around. Southern Bill 105 lights on, feet on the floor, standing for cow. Get off my bump, Twain gets off his bump. We're standing there, they count, they go by, brush my teeth, wash my face, start my morning routine. Except I'm not expecting the doors to open. I'm expecting us to be locked in. Look out the day room, the lights are off. Very common with shakedown. Sit on my phone, I'm watching the news, and I see the lights in the day room.
So your next home in Atheron. No, today. Let's do that one. With Zillow, your someday starts today.
Mama, what? Stop playing. But look out. She'll come after that. Stand by for child. They pop on the cell
Stop
door.
playing.
Y'all come out of our cells. Confused. So then, guys, once again, now they're gonna let us go to child, send us back. They called me outside the kitchen working. They called all them out this morning. They must not have felt like making the trade, so they didn't use us to feed everybody this morning. They're gonna come back to child. They're gonna lock us back down. We go to child, we come back. We don't lock down. This is why I don't gossip. Get people hurt, mislead people, cause other things to happen, get other people drunk into something you got nothing to do with. We're on standby for after we eat. That's when we're going to stand by for movement. They're still feeding other buildings. At the time, the majority of these blood dudes that were really, really deep were upstairs in my building to be hard. And in fact, that building is a completely separate building. But when you go to Chow, it's a mixed building. I'm like in the car, stand by for work, stand by for first movement. When they scream, lock down, lock down, lock down. We knew it was coming high. Y'all ain't trick nobody. We go inside of our cells. We come to find out it's got nothing to do with the shakedown. We come to find out there never was a shakedown coming. The dudes over in Hayfield that wanted to give these blood dudes what they done to their homeboy, took it upon themselves to have all the knives inside their body. They didn't take them outside burying them, and they don't make this agreement that if we do not go on lockdown, we go to child, we go bang out with dudes to stab our homeboy. So that point when they went to child, they were all strapped in with knives. And they ran up on this gang member dudes in the chow hall and just commenced to sticking and stabbing and poking anybody that had anything to do with that incident or boy getting stabbed or just you so much be in the wrong place, wrong time. Well, that's your homeboy. Well, guess what? Since that's your homeboy, and he has something. My homeboy get hurt, he gets stabbed as well. So as women are bothering we're during on this major shakedown, this lockdown, these dudes are over the fucking chow hall, stabbing these other dudes up, which ends up putting us on a major shakedown. We will find out later that the dudes over the 8 building messed with the guard over there, calling at the guard told him, we're not going on lockdown. Gave her word to these dudes, we're not going on lockdown. I don't know where y'all heard this from, but we're not going on lockdown. They didn't go tell nobody. They didn't go gossip. What they did was they strapped up and got ready because they knew that when the morning time came, all the dudes that were going to chow wouldn't have no weapons on them. They chose that as to strike. We stayed on lockdown for a couple of weeks after all this. Now I want you to remember all of this story for one guy. One guy said something to one guy, that guy said something to another guy, and it caused all this things. Guys to losses. Some guys just, damn. I couldn't engrave all that stuff. I didn't have the time. There was other dudes trying to help me. You want to get caught with it. Some guys are like I said, going away. They get caught. You had guys giving things away. You had guys talking wine. So much chaos ensued behind people, guys. And what also meant was a whole bunch of people getting hurt. And us ending up locked up. We still ended up going on shakedown. We created a shakedown mentally in our head that didn't exist. And because of people's mouths, it became a real thing. Didn't know how long we were going to be on the shakedowns, like I said, for the last a couple days. Sometimes they go into months when you're dealing with a murder investigation. But all that was caused because of somebody ignorant, somebody talking, inmate.com. My advice to you first and foremost is don't commit crimes. Don't go to prison. Don't get locked up. But should you find yourself in that environment, do not gossip. Make sure you pay attention to what's going on around you. But don't believe everything you hear. I believe everybody else believes. And in believing it, it ultimately led us to get exactly what we thought we were going to do to begin with. Wow. So all that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. There's a whole lot to put in there. Edited it out a whole lot. This is what you do. I love all you guys. I miss all you guys. New guys starting in work soon, so we'll be back to the videos. I'm almost done with the studio. We're excited to show that to all of you. Thank you guys for watching. But anyway, these channels, it's Texas, they're all just crazy world inside of all the crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. Just trying to keep it on the team. But you know what I'm doing? Like always, this is Jay Williams' life. To all my real, all Shapiro watching. Y'all still watching me. I am. So I'm tired. I'm in bed. I need to take a second to say thank you to one by the name of Sarah. Username Easy Like Sun One, for reaching out to me on a comment about a woman named Dawn that I spoke on a while back that was battling cancer. Another friend of hers named Michelle Jester reached out in the comment section
stated that Dawn succumbed to her battle with cancer November 8th, 2021. She lost her mom shortly before that, kind of survived. My heart goes out to Dawn, the people that she left behind. It's just an altogether heartbreaking. For my subscribers, longtime viewers, I remember I did prayers for Dawn. She'd been battling this cancer for many years. She was a soldier, she was a fighter. I've heard so many good things about her. Your tools together and make sure you have the tools you need. I supply them, I buy them, you just load them on the truck. It's not that hard. We get there and y'all tell me y'all ain't got the tools. I'm a short circuit on you. It's gonna be bad. All right, everybody in agreement? I load the truck. Let's get to work. How long y'all been here? 30 minutes? Why are y'all just still sitting in the truck? Y'all was getting ready to start work. Maybe I should just be starting to get ready to pay y'all. Then. What do you mean y'all forgot the saws and the extension cords? You say, what? You forgot the... I told these people, I told these dudes, I can't take this. Where's my shank at? I ain't got no shank. Damn it, I ain't got no shank no more. I got a pen, I got something sharp around there. I'm gonna poke the shit out you. Yeah, don't run. Don't run. You can make me chase you, I'm stab you more. Yeah, I'm not locked up, I can't stab you. You got to be the stupidest.
Motherfucker.
Man, you already know what it is. Check Williams.
Got to be the stupidest motherfucker.
Some of the hardest habits to break after incarceration, after lockup, after prison, you might have been in the mental house, whatever. When you get there, you're gonna see it's a whole different set of rules. People do things, and it's normal to them. It's been going on for the longest time. And you're gonna have to adapt. You're gonna start doing what the people around you do. There is cell etiquette. There are certain things you do in the yard, certain things you do in the park. And that's just part of life, part of the process of being locked up. When you come home, you're gonna try your best to forget about being locked up. You're gonna try your best to let go of what's happened. A lot of that's not gonna go good. A lot of stuff's gonna follow you around day to day. I catch myself all the time doing things that I would do when I was locked up, habits I picked up. I have people ask me, why did you just do that? Did you realize what you just did? That was some weird shit. That was some weird shit. You are not locked up no more, man. The old habits die hard. When you've done something for such a long time, it's just hard to shake. You don't realize it, you don't notice it. To you, it's normal. But to the everyday citizen or person that's never done any time and doesn't understand, it's the furthest thing from you. So that's what we're getting into today. Hardest habits to break after prison. Habits you pick up in prison that transfer into this beautiful life out here that we all live. It's going to be a good video, very entertaining. You know how to see it, you know how to live it. So,
let's relive it.
There are a lot of good men, but there are by far more bad locked up than good. They both have one thing in common. All prisons, jails, have one thing in common. Everybody is being respected. Well, you gonna respect me? Well, you just gonna disrespect me like that? Well, you need to put some respect on my name. You know who I am? A crackhead.
Put some respect on my name,
Lose a very
homeboy.
big on respect. anything can be taken as disrespect. You walk by somebody, you bump them, doesn't make you a bitch to say, yo, my bad. Hey, my bad, I apologize, I didn't bump into you. That is what's expected. That's what you better do. You walk by somebody, you hit them with your shoulder or just brush up against them. Number one, you're too close. Number two, not saying my bad is a sign of aggression. It's a sign of do whatever I want to. Do you want to take that some type of way? I got into it many years ago in the jail with a cellmate of mine. And it all started off as art, more or less debate. Started off as a conversation. He was a know-it-all. I guess you could say I was a know-it-all, but I felt entitled to my opinion because what I was saying was right, and I knew for a fact 100% what he was saying was wrong. So it starts off with us talking and trying to press his point. The more we're talking, the louder he's getting. And the more he gets loud, the more I can feel my blood pressure starting to raise. Now I know that once I get to my blood pressure gets to a certain boiling point, it just spills over. I no longer control my temper. What's going to happen next is out of my control. So these days, I try to notice that. I see it before it happens, and that's what keeps me from snapping all the way out, short circuiting, and hurting somebody, right?
Once I just read my and they help blinders who get hurt, and that's the key thing. I've always referred my customers to Alzheimer's because they get the right person in front of that customer. They walk it through the whole sequence. You guys really are able to give us a sense of balance in that time.
I think that's everyone. Anything isolated, they're out there supporting the community, supporting my
It just brings the boundaries of the just bringing all the people together. Have you ever get injured in a motorcycle accident? All baggers, baby. All baggers. The motorcycle is thing.
Lord Tigers. What if AI can handle your tasks? Your tax. Your tax. Your tax.
But as me and Duda, more or less talking, he started trying to get his point across, and the way he's trying to get his point across is by raising his voice. He's standing in the cell, and I'm sitting on the bed, and I told you, respect is a big thing. Don't scream on me, don't yell at me, don't raise your voice, I'm not one of your children. So that's that baby on me. He continues trying to press his point, and it gets to a point where he's like jamming and yelling while he's talking. I have enough of it. I tell him, who think you're screaming on, man? Don't base up on me. Don't start yelling at me. Don't disrespect me. Like, you're dead ass wrong. Don't raise your voice at me. I didn't know at this time that this is one of those things that sets me off. I found out this. As I'm telling you, you're not going to raise your voice, you're not going to disrespect me. You got me messed up. It's no longer about what we were talking about. It's about the fact that you're raising your voice at me. He looks at me and stops and smiles. Oh, no. Oh, no, God, why'd you let him do that? In the moment that he smiled at me, you might as well just open me and slap. That smile was more or less him saying, I'm scared of you, man. Who you think you're talking to? Without him saying any of that. It's exactly what that smile did. I didn't know it was coming. I didn't see it coming. I didn't foresee it. I didn't plan it. No sooner than he could get that smile like that Cheshire cat stretched across his face, grinning at me, I took off him. Took off him. He's punched me. Boom! We tussled, we fight in the cell. It was all over. He's like, yo, what's wrong with you, man? Why'd you hit me? Started smiling in my face, grinning like shit was funny, man. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing funny. Don't laugh in my face in the middle of talking, raising your voice, and I say something about it, you laugh at me. I found out that day that sometimes it doesn't have to be words that can set me off. You smiling in my face in the middle of us arguing is disrespectful. Maybe 4 years ago, I had a guy working for me at the time named Dalton. Dalton is currently locked up. From what last I heard, he got 6 years and still like charges pending 3 different counties here in Virginia, right? Dalton had worked for me early on. When I first started my construction company, I met Dalton out at Mesa Vista, the lady I told you I did volunteer work for. He was out there doing community service. He knew her service probation, a lot of people do community service at this farm. Dalton's younger than me. All right, not really my type of dude, but he's all right. He has his old Ford pickup truck he's trying to sell. I need the truck. I'm looking to start a construction company. I can save it, but the cheaper truck is.
So who thinks people are actually gonna think about it? Oh, I don't think they will. They better be practicing. It's custom. You got a private park shadow going on. Yeah.
And he just makes no sense. But he's one of those guys that does not know shit. Dalton had a history with drugs. Like he used to mess with the dope real heavy. That's what got him in trouble. That's what his probation was behind.
That cancer.
And I would always have to correct Dalton. Hey, you can't do that. That's going to fail code. That's not the right way to do it. And I know what I'm doing. No, you don't know what you do. That is wrong. That is not going to accept. They're going to come behind us. They're going to expect, and that's going to fail. Not being able to do something that they're going to have to redo. Do it my way or don't do it wrong. Right? So things don't last no long with Dalton. Maybe 3-4 months. Dalton goes on about his business. Right? I fired him 7 months. But then we fast forward a couple of years and I'm short-handed. I got like 5-6 guys at the time. I'm looking to hire like 4. I want to call Dalton at a gas station. He's standing there pumping gas. I pull up and ready to go in. Still drinking at the time, so I think I was probably going in to get beer or something. And I hear him call my name. So I turn around. I look. He's standing there pumping gas. I'm like, let me grab my stuff real quick, man. I'll be back out. I'll holler at you in a little bit. So now, mind you, a few years have passed. Now, Dalton's 25, 26, somewhere around there. I come out. We stand there talking. Seems to growing up a little bit. Little things I didn't like about it in the past. I'm starting. I don't want to see those characteristics in me. Hey man, what's up? I'm trying to come back to work. I need some help. Yeah, what's the plan? I start y'all $15 an hour. I cool. Yeah, I come to work. Immediately, my guys don't like me. Dude, this is a know-it-all. What you mean he's a know-it-all? Well, you know how we cut and then roll the ceiling? You take the brush and you cut in around the ceiling and you roll it. You know what about it? He's rolling the ceilings and then cutting. It's not the way to do things.
Get help where you need it most. Microsoft 365 Copilot, your AI assistant at work, is now 15% off for eligible nonprofits. Get started by clicking the link or visiting us at Microsoft.com/nonprofit. Hey Holmes, find me a 3-bedroom home in Atlanta. Mural booth. New kitchen. Ready to see what you will find with Holmes AI?
He says we're all doing it wrong. That's the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to roll it and then cut it. No, it's called cut and roll for reason. Don't worry about it. So I go to him and I say, hey man, you gotta cut the rooms in first. I cut everything in with a paintbrush and you come back and roll into your cut. Nah, my dad taught, look man, I don't care what your dad taught you. This is how we do it. This is how it gets done here. This is how I expect you to do it. He wants to argue. This is the first time. I feel my blood pressure rise. I tell him, look, I'm not going to argue with you, man. I'm not going to argue with you, man. Tell you one more time, or you can just leave if you can't do it. All right, I got you, boss. I got you. He does it. Fast forward about a month and a half, he's still working for me. My brother, at this point, he got locked up behind that drug stuff I told you about. He robbed the store. So now my brother's in jail, behind this addiction. So I take addiction very serious when it comes to the guys I have around me, the guys that work for me, because I lost friends. I've lost them during the grave. I lost family members, friends and family to the penal system, to the penitentiary. But not to mention my brother had just got arrested, was facing a bunch of time. It's my baby brother, man. I love my brother. And I know he's headed off to prison all behind this drug. I start seeing little things with Dog. Things that I know 100%. People only do what they're high. Catching, nodding off here. What you doing now? Oh, I'm tired. I was up late last night. Then he does that don't feed itch. I was up late last night, Jay. I'm just tired. Can't even finish telling me he's tired. He's not. My blood pressure goes down. You know, I just lost my brother to DLC. My brother's been in prison for many years. You know, I've had several friends buried this year behind doing the same thing. Just standing there lying in my face that I'm doing right. So I continue to keep an eye on him. Okay, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Before I judge him or jump to assumptions, which I already done, I'm gonna keep a watch on him. If I see anything else that makes me think that he's getting high, then I'm gonna address it and take care of it, right? So I tell one of my foremen, one of my guys, one of the lead guys, I see him, keep an eye on him, you know? And let me know what's up with him. So what do you mean? I said, I think he's getting high. Why you say that? So you look at him. I think he's getting high. All right, Jay. He comes back to me. Yeah, I think you're right. I definitely think dude's getting high. He slides off the bathroom. Then he comes out. His speech is slurred, sluggish. Like he's nodding now. His work looks terrible. So I'm gonna piss him. Simple as that. So before I can say anything to dude about making him take a piss test, I guess somebody else will do it, right? Jay thinks she's getting high. Jay's gonna piss you. Now let me explain this to you so that I can paint the picture we can understand. My guys do amazing. All my guys are skilled. They're all great at what they do. Beautiful work, from the carpentry to the drywall to the painting to everything. It's as we do amazingly. But all of my guys have history. Most of my guys are ex-cons. I believe in trying to provide jobs for men that struggle to get jobs elsewhere. A lot of my guys have history with drugs. They've gotten their lives together, they let the drugs go, take care of their families, that's behind them. So we're a different group of guys from what you're used to. The work speaks for itself, but you know, I've got guys who got tattoos, who got face tats. We're just different than what you would see. And I say all that to say this. When something takes place between us, this ain't Chick-fil-A. This ain't McDonald's. No, we ain't going in the break room. There's been fights. There's been disagreements. There's been arguments. There's been a lot of things transpired over the years, right? So back to what I was saying. Somebody's told him, Jay thinks she's getting up. He says he's going to adjust. He's going to piss. I don't know who said it, but somebody told him, right? I got a home winning Kevin at the time on the Bellwood Tire Shop. So we get off in the evening sometimes. I tell the guys, hey, meet me at the tire shop and we do payroll there. We'll drink some beers and you know, y'all just sit back while I do the payroll and I'll get everybody paid. I'll pull up this day and everybody's already there and I just came from the bank, put everybody's checks together. And I walk over there and he's standing there drinking a beer. The guy dog is and 3 or 4 other guys that work for me, with Kevin. And when I walk up, dog's like, oh, so you think I'm getting high? And right then and there, as soon as he did that, it got under my skin because the way he came at me in front of everybody, right? Oh, you think I'm getting high? And I said, no, we're not going to do this right now, man. I'll holler at you on someone one time, right? Huh, but you want me to piss in the cup? He said, you want me to piss in the cup? And he smiled in my face. I knew he was lying. He knows he's getting high. Knows the situation with my brother. We've been burying several of my friends in the past few months behind this drug that he's doing. And they're smiling in my face like, you want to piss me? You want to? And that's when one of those old habits came back. That's when the whole entire convict in me surfaced. Without thinking, without saying anything, without saying, I'm standing there laughing and smiling in my face. Serious. Didn't get a chance to say anything. And I do not condone what I'm about to say next, nor do I agree with my behavior. It's wrong. He looks at me, chuckles, and laughs in my face. Before he can fully get his cheeks extended to put the full second part of the laugh out, shut with everything I had. And there was a vein white work van in my homeboy used to haul tires in. He bounces off the side of it. Boom, gets the van, bounces back forward, and as soon as he comes forward, I swing. Throw a two-piece. Dude used to work for me, Luke, he used to out Ramsey, like the Matrix, and swung him out the way. So that as soon as I started launching punches, he was out the way. He was clear. He jumped in, please, Jay, chill. And I was still trying to get to him.
If you're paying too much for your car insurance, here are 3 reasons why you should call Freeway Insurance right now.
No other company has offered me a better price than Freeway. It's that simple.
The price they put it was amazing. It was so good.
And I realized my temper, the convict inside of me, had just been put on display in front of all my guys. I try to stay calm, collect, professional, respectful at all times. But that was one of those things, one of those habits I picked up. You're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to laugh in my face. Might as well spit in my face, because that's what laughs when somebody laughs in your face. That was one of those habits that I thought was gone. I thought, at this point, this is years ago, that I had control of my temper. And I did. Up until that settlement did years prior. Smiling in my face like everything was funny. But it wasn't nothing funny. My brother being sent off to prison because of his addiction wasn't funny. The 3 guys that I grew up with and married months prior to all this happening wasn't funny. You laugh in my face, of all people. You know my history. You've seen things transpire before. You hear guys that know me from the past telling you stories. But your rabbit ass mind will make you think that you built like that. You stand and laugh in my face and look at me and chuckle in my face like I'm something. Like if push comes to shove, I'm not going to push the shove. I've since worked on that. I don't want nobody to get comments. Oh, of course, everybody wants to work for the guy that puts their hands. No, it's not right. It's not right. I don't agree with it. I got much better with it over time. Don't keep it real. It's exactly what happened. Dude used to be my homeboy, man. Stashed him out of the way. And all I could see was red. I had tunnel vision. Locked it. He had that beard. And he left his big ass dent. I had to get pulled outside of him. Change the side of the lane. And no sooner he was like a spring point, hit it, boom. Come back forward. And I just started just launching. Throwing punches, trying to take his head off. It's one of those habits that I really, really hope. That's learned behavior. It's something I learned while locked up. That's one of those things I hope that is forever gone. There have been other situations, especially when it comes to the drug. I do not play the drug. Don't stand here and smile in my face like I'm some little preppy boy from the suburbs somewhere that didn't grow up in the streets that don't recognize the shit. They've been around my whole life. Don't play me like I'm saying sausage here and smile in my face. Do not do that. There's nothing you can do to make me more angry than playing me for stupid, playing me for pussy. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't take it. Don't try it. I'm going to do my best to not become that person. But if you take it there, don't get mad when you're around. Let's get into the news. You're going to pick up eating habits. I don't care if you like it or not. They're going to follow you out here in the world. With prison child hall is just a big square room with tables everywhere where men sit down and eat. There's a window that they push the food out of, and then there's a window where you stick your tray when you're done. Back door and they wash the trays. They feed all these buildings back to back to back. You have a set amount of time, like the military, a set amount of time from the time you sit down to eat your food. If that next building starts coming in and gets in line to get their trays, and you're still sitting there, well, if you're done eating or not, you can get up. Hey, 7 building, y'all done eating. Take your trays, put them in the chuck hole, head back to your building. Chow's open for y'all. You be walking the truck hole trying to shovel food in your mouth real quick because you ain't finished eating. You sitting there talking to the homeboys, messing around, you finished the food yet, now you ain't what you don't get to eat. I brought that home. True fact. To this very day, I can eat my food in record time. My competition, I just don't overeat. And the time we sit down, even if we're at a restaurant, my house, having lunch at work, I can consume my sandwich in a minute or less and not even realize I'm doing it. Not mean to, because I eat super fast. Another habit I had was when you sit down at the table, your tray sitting there, you kind of take your arm and you kind of extend it in front of you and put it around your tray as you eat. You shove the food into your mouth, right? When I first came home that day, we was at my mom's house, the barbecue, welcome home, Jay, a lot of family I had seen, cousins, nephews, nieces that didn't even exist when I was out in the world. All these people gathered up to welcome me home, right? I'm in the house with my mom, and she makes me a plate, brings it over, sits it down. And the first thing I do is wrap my arm around, put my arm out in front of me, grab my fork, and I'm holding it like this. I'm eating my food, right? And she notices, hey, what are you doing? What? I'm eating right there. Like, I'm not eating. Why do you have your hand, your arm wrapped in front of your plate? Like, somebody's going to take your food. Ain't nobody going to take your food. I looked down and I realized I was doing it. I still do that to this day. I ate my food really, really fast. Was you hungry? Not really. I had pizza earlier. Damn, you ate all that food that fast? Can I get some more? Yeah, you can get some more. You don't have to ask. That's another habit. Ask permission to do things. Prison, jail, anything you do, you have to ask permission to do. I said, I want to make another tray. You mean you're going to make another plate? Yeah, Mommy, I'm going to make another plate. I go make a second plate. Shove it in my mouth. Fast as I can. Everybody else hasn't finished half of their first plate, and I'm already 2 plates in. It's one of those things that just comes with being locked up. I do not like to throw food away. I guess you could say I'm the leftover kid. And it's because in prison, it's another one that happens. If you make something to eat, if you don't eat it all, you cover it. Then you eat it the next day. You take that back out there and you put it in the microwave. Might be your breakfast, you might eat it for lunch the next day. I could not tell you how much it aches me. We'll have dinner, we'll have leftovers. I'll be riding home. And I'm thinking, I'm about to smash that hamburger up when I get home. I woke up to the refrigerator, I opened the refrigerator.
What does Homemakers do for the community? We're always willing to commit to any event or organization or charity.
Hamburger helps me. Looking high and low in disbelief. Where's the hamburger help? I threw it away. Why are you throwing my food away? Don't throw my food away. I was going to eat that. I brought that habit home. The habit of saving things like I don't have more. You never know when you're going to go to commerce. You go and lock and be unlocked for 2 months. And that little bit of food you got in your cell, that you have to survive off of next to the nasty ass trays they're going to bring you. So to this very day, today, I've done it this week. I hoard food. It's in the refrigerator. Don't throw it away. I will literally let it sit in there until it goes bad. Then it has to be scraped off the plate. With every intent of eating it. I've just learned that keeping that food in the refrigerator means that tomorrow I have something to eat. When in reality, you just go to a damn store. In prison, there's a lot of different races, a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different histories. You got city boys, you got country boys, white people, black people. You got every walk of life locked up. On these major institutions, you got dudes that are never going home. Guys that made the moves, guys that are responsible for graves, for killing people, for hurting people, for doing heinous acts out here in society. We're all different. We all look different. Some of us talk different. From different parts of the state. There's one thing that's universal amongst us all. One thing that everybody understands. You ain't got to understand English, but you understand violence. Violence rules the penitentiary. You can get respect without getting violent. Some guys are just naturally respected. That's how they carry themselves. But there's gonna come a time where, in order to maintain, keep that respect, keep your name in the good standing that it's supposed to be in, you're gonna have to get violent. Somebody's gonna test you. Somebody's gonna test the water. Somebody's gonna push you. And what you do in that moment is gonna determine whether everybody continues to look at you with respect. Everybody's like, man, he's just a plug. Dude, he's nobody. Just let dude talk to him like that. Don't be surprised when the next man comes along.
What's up, Bizarre?
I learned at a very young age that nothing gets your point across better than a solid punch to the face. That's DOC for you. It's detention. That's prison, especially on the max custody yards. Like I said, these guys ain't going home. They were raised in an abusive household. I was raised in an abusive household. I know that if we have words, once we get to a certain point, there's nothing else to talk about. We go ahead and take the violence, take us out the way, have an understanding, go about your day. I go about my day, we lose and draw. We're going to respect. I've transferred that into the world. I work on that. I'm not a violent person. And ask anybody that knows me, they'll tell you, Jay's not a violent person. No. But he's also not somebody you want to push in the corner, somebody you want to try. If you want to take it there, I'll gladly take that trip with you, and we'll see what happens. That kind of ties into the first thing. But that leads me into the next thing. Even being respected, people are going to try you. When I mean try you, they'll try to get over you. Guy comes to a cell one day, and SWAT time you can't beat the nice. Hey, Jay, you got a shot of coffee. Can I get a shot of coffee? You got to do a bag. You got to get a shot of coffee. Take your spoon, stick it in your coffee bag, and your cup. Dump it in his cup. Here you go. Give it to him. He goes on his way. That was free to him. He didn't work for it. He didn't have to do anything to obtain it. So he's going to walk it down. A couple hours later, he's going to be back to the cell. Hey, Jay, I got beans over there. I'm not trying to eat that. Can I get a soup up off you? And man, here we go. I didn't open that door and I didn't take this dude to raid. Yeah, I got you, man. Here you go. Throw him a soup. Trying to be the nice guy. Trying to be a decent human being. Goes and eats that soup. Short time later, he's going to get another coffee. Now he's seen you're a nice guy. Now he's seen you have a heart and you want to help others. He's not going to go hustle. He might have been washing underwear to get coffee shots. He might have been doing this and doing that, or doing whatever he does to hustle up stuff. The moment you show him you don't have to do that, that you just give it to him, he's going to stop doing it. Short time later. Hey, Jay, I hate to deal with this. That's the last time I asked you. No, it's not. Can I get one more shot of coffee off? Yeah, man, I got you. Give him another shot. Just going to continue until the point that you say, look, man, I can't help you. And when you do that, this guy's going to get in his head. Damn, you act like you're a guy or something. You act stingy like a cup of coffee. Really, that's how you carry me? It's not about the cup of coffee. It's about the fact that if I continue to give to you, you'll take and take and take and take. Until I don't have anything left. Until there's nothing. Until I'm walking around just trying to get a cup of coffee and trying to get a sleep because you will take my very last because you're only concerned about you.
In Oregon, you do have a rare opportunity to experience a wide variety of recreational activities. Like I said, we have 5 large lakes and rivers that all to be enjoyed, from powerboating, water skiing, sailboating.
That puts you in the mindset. Anytime somebody that you really don't deal with comes up and speaks to you, the first thing that comes to mind, what is he? A guy might just be a nice guy. Well, by hey, what's going on, man? How you doing today? And immediately, before you even respond and say, "All right, what's up with you?" The first thought that comes to your mind is, why did he just introduce himself? Why did he even speak? You don't know each other like that. So now you're automatically defense. You're thinking, one second. I struggle with that every single day. My phone, you know, certain people don't ask you, so you don't expect for them to ask you for anything. So when they do ask you for something, it's like, they never ask you anything, you know. There's something only time when the phone rings. We all got that family or that friend that you don't never hear from them until they need something. But that's how I started to feel when I got in. Every time my phone would go off, I'd be hesitant, real hesitant to answer. What is it? And this is a fact. I had this happen recently. Donnie was with me actually when it happened. Guy who used to work for me years ago, right? Because I haven't talked to this guy over a year. Why is he calling? Jay, he's not calling me unless he wants something. He don't call me to check on me. Jay, how's your son doing? Are you alive? How's life treating you? My phone rings. Hey, Jay, what's up with you, man? Who's this? Such and such. Hey, what up with you, man? And he starts showing bullshit. He's beating around the bush. I know this. What's up with you? You have doing this, this, and this. It's small talk. After maybe 4 minutes of him rambling, he told me to tell you, don't use the bad seat because he was laughing. I said, look, man, I don't mean to cut you off. Right? Conversation going on. What are you doing? Get to the point of what you do. You call it what you want. Damn, it's like that. Oh boy, I didn't want to. I was going to check on you. No, I didn't say that. I said, all right, well, I'm just checking. It's usually when conversation start off like this. Somebody wants some, nah, damn, young boy, take card check on you. Just trying to see how it's going. Oh, that's what's up. Really, what's going on? No, but look, when I was going to ask you to help me out, why? I knew it was coming. That is something you're going to pick up. People approaching you, what's his name? What is he doing? Why is he calling? Why is she calling? Why are they calling? Why is he talking to you? That I don't think will ever go because I've seen the worst of the worst. I've seen people take until there's nothing left to do. And that's not just a prison. That's the thing that exists out in the world too. You got a drug addict in your family or somebody you know similar to that, they will hit you up. Hey, look, I know the last time I borrowed $20, I said I was gonna give you back. Yeah, you ain't never gave back no money. You borrowed money 100 times. Yeah, I know I said I wasn't gonna ask you again, but I promise. You loan me this $40, man. I'm gonna get it back to you. You're gonna get back to that. Never ask you again. What do? You know they ain't gonna pay you back. You know they gonna ask you again. Most of us, what do? We give it to them. Hey, thank you, man. This means so much. No, it doesn't. This just means you and everybody else to call you. Nice enough to it. Give it a little bit of time. Hey, look. I know I owe you money, right? Yeah, that's why I was calling you. You know, I got your money. I got it this evening. Hell yeah, I got it all. I'm gonna pay you in full. But look, I need gas to get across town to pick your money up. Take like a whole $40. You said you was never gonna ask me for money again. Yeah, but I'm not asking you for money to borrow. I'm asking you for money to go get the money I owe you, and I'm gonna pay you back. You don't get nothing from me, but you give it to me every time my phone rings, and it's with certain people. So I can't say every time. If it's an investor, I know that they want something. It's not money, but they require services. But pretty much, almost every time my phone rings, I look at it. I'm hesitant to answer. Just prison talk. That when people reach out to you, or they start talking to you, or they come calling, that they usually want something. If I'm wrong, please, I stand straight. But to this day, if somebody just hits me up out the blue, first thing that crosses my mind are them shoes. First thing that crosses my mind are them shots of coffee. And how if I help you now, who will be helping you later? And so on and so on. Until both of us ain't got nothing. I hate when I feel like somebody's trying to kill me.
Did you know Microsoft offers grants and discounts exclusively for eligible nonprofits? Whether you're looking to improve productivity, make better use of data, or integrate AI into your daily work, Microsoft has you covered. Getting started is quick and easy. Click the link or visit us at Microsoft.com/nonprofit.
Well, rewind that. That polo looks soft and stretchy, but holds its shape. What else do you guys have? Classy details with casual performance style. Each and sold. A polo for every player. Travis Matthew.
That's a fact. If I know you need help, I know you're doing bad, I'm gonna help you. That's who I am. If I see somebody doing bad, especially like the homeless, and I don't record it. I don't need no glorification, no nothing for what I do. I do it out of the kindness of my heart. If I see somebody doing bad, I'm quick to help. But I hate when you know somebody's about to ask you for something and they just don't get to the deal. They really have no concern with what's going on. Really don't have no reason to really be talking to you other than they want something. Now, in today's video, there's no script to this. I don't sit down and write a list. I barely ever even think about the video before I do it. I just turn it on and freestyle top of the head. I just go with my truth, what I know to be true. So there's no list. But y'all make sure y'all talk in the comments section for the guys who've been locked up in some way. And let us all know, tell us, what are some of your hardest habits that you've had to try to shake since being incarcerated? There's a lot of them. I can keep going and make this an hours and hours long video. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that will watch. That's not what we're doing. We'll save some more for next time. We'll give y'all a quick update. I was going to do it at the beginning, but I'm going to do it now for those of you still here watching the video. I was telling y'all construction was stressing me out. It was stopping me from doing my videos. And I got to digging deep, got to rattling my brain, and I realized something. It's not the construction. No. It's not the business. It's not the company. Just nothing with the business has changed. We do the same things every day. We flip houses. What's changed is the employees. I had a meeting yesterday morning where I pretty much told guys, if y'all don't want to be here, you don't want to work, leave. There's the door. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. But if this ain't what you want to do, if you're just going to ride the clock and steal money and not do your job, then roll out. I laid down the law. I had to snap the whip on them. I had to change some things. Because it was not the company that was stressing me out. It was the guys. I more or less become a babysitter. Because I know that if I'm not here, the work won't get done. It shouldn't be that. I shouldn't have guys working for me that I can't trust. Or that when I walk off, they sit down or they get on their phones. Saying AT&T, no damn phone operators around here. You ain't no truck driver. What you doing in the truck? So after yesterday's meeting, I feel real good about the direction things are moving. I was like, no, I can't even go on vacation. How am I supposed to leave for a week and then invoice? And then at the end of the week, the work doesn't even add up to the payroll. That's going to change. Well, guys are going to get fired. You bring the piss test back, y'all's ass is going to be replaced. Don't ever act like there's not a man out here right now that's on his knees praying to God for some shit. Lord, please help. I'm doing everything I can to do right. Help me find a job. I need it. Somebody will do your job better, faster, and cheaper, and will appreciate the opportunity. Never forget that. The same goes for me. If I'm not doing my job, somebody will come along with their company and take these houses from me. Somebody will come along and do what I'm not doing. So with the construction, I was not about to let guys steal my dream. When I was talking about shut me down, and I lost your damn mind. You think I'm gonna shut down something I worked so hard to do, something that I dreamed of, something that I got out the muds. I took nothing and turned it into jobs for people. And I'm not gonna let the rotten apples spoil the whole page. Not going to. Before I do that, I'll replace something. So now that we're back to everything's normal on that, we're back to posting. And if you see me not posting, please believe I'm firing it up. See, I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back to put these videos up. A lot more coming soon. We get back to 3-4 times a week like we used to be. Just like I said, if I'm not able to do that, there's a real serious problem. When I gotta put up and change diapers and watch over people, make sure they don't choke on their food, we got a problem. We're not dealing with it. But anyways, these jails, detention centers, facilities, these prisons, they're all just crazy world outside of this already crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. Just trying to keep y'all entertained. Oh, you don't have any time? Like always, this is Jay Williams. Let's live life. To all my realms and the awesome realms watching, which y'all still watching me. And y'all know. See what y'all bring no salt. Bring no hammer either. I like good things. You know what? Lord help me. I'm not that person. I'm not that person.
Our insurance agents will get you the best quotes from the top insurance companies to make sure you're getting the best rate and coverage for your situation. We've been doing this for over 36 years, and it'll be a pleasure to help you navigate through all of insurance.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin D punches back hard.
A recluse, you never go to rest. You're expected to be on that all day. And if you're not on that door, everybody's looking at you like soft ass. Now everybody's gonna care. Places, Elaine County, when it comes to being alive. Everything and anything goes down in the prison backyard. Take a high from a man, that's the one place he can get you in the right way. It's a giant fence all around you. Razor wire on the top. You're locked inside. You got beef with another man. Well, first of all, you tend to scale the fence to get away from them. They're going to shoot you because they think you're a statement. So goes without saying, there's nowhere to go. A lot of y'all gonna watch the video like, well, why would you even go out there? That's how it is out there. That is your only chance of halfway feeling free. Going out there and feeling that breeze, the sun hitting your face, smelling that fresh air that doesn't smell like that stagnant cell that really gets no air. That's a place where you go to free your mind. Walk. Got something heavy on your mind, heavy on your heart. Throw a set of headphones on. Just walk the track and just think.
So there's a lot of different things of why you should be in Orlando. The reason why I moved to Orlando is because I just like it. If a person was into coming to Orlando, I would tell them that probably the number one reason would be small town atmosphere. We don't have the hustle and bustle like down in the city, and also too, it's a good place to raise kids.
Communicating project status and timelines can be challenging. Turning complex data into clear, actionable insights sometimes feels overwhelming, and that can lead to misalignment and confusion. But what if you could transform project data into compelling visuals in a fast and simple way without any hassle? Well, with Office Timeline, you can do that right inside Microsoft PowerPoint. It's designed to make your life easier. Just pick your favorite project management tool and watch as your data becomes a clear-cut timeline that you can then customize to fit your team's needs and branding. Office Timeline turns complex information into powerful visuals, saving hours of manual work. And when it comes to plans, pick what works best for your team. Choose Light if you just need the essentials, Plus for tools that offer greater precision and customization, or Expert if you need the advanced integrations and features that bring maximum efficiency for entire organizations. Transform your project data with Office Timeline to bring clarity, alignment, and results for your teams and stakeholders. Visit officetimeline.com to start creating clear, impactful timelines today.
You don't have to personally have any issues at the moment, but out on that rec yard, you're going to see it. Everything you don't want to see, everything you've heard about, everything I've talked about, everything you see on TV, for the most part, you're going to see it on that yard. You're going to see guys walk out, you see weak guys, and then you're going to see the monsters. You're going to see people get hurt, victimized, taken advantage of. People playing, people mean mugging, people laughing, people smoking, people doing drugs. Any and everything you think about, you are going to see on that prison record. That's what we get into today. The rec yard. It's our yard. It's a place you never want to end up. Who wants to be locked inside a massive fenced-in area with all of society's worst? For a lot of y'all, you go to the park to get away. Go through a stroll in the woods or walk down the street. The penitentiary, that getaway, that stroll down the street, that retreat is the yard. One of the most violent places you can end up, the yard, is where you go to get peace of mind. That's what we're on now. Prison yards. The truth behind it. Things I've been through, the things I've seen. You know how to see, you know how to live. So, let's relive. My introduction to what prison rec yards was, jail rec yards, was everything you were thinking. And I've been through a lot of different jails where a rec consisted of going out onto a blacktop with a wall, it's about 15 foot high, and then a fence, and then a ceiling above you that's made of metal and you can't see the sky, but you can look through that fence and see the clouds. I've been in places where the walls were 20 foot tall and the ceiling was made of fence. So you go outside, all you see are these concrete walls. You look straight up to the chain link fence. If you're lucky, you see a bird fly. If you're lucky, you can be out there long enough to see the clouds pass by with the sunlight position itself to where you can actually get sunlight. The first place I've ever went where I actually went outside and saw grass to actually feel a little bit of memories. There's a place called the House of Corrections located in Philadelphia, built 1927 by Quakers. This place was the definition of just barbaric. The living conditions. For anybody in here that's ever been to the House of Corrections, speak up. Talk about it. Get the comment section, let them know. The living conditions were beyond anything. The cells always felt moist. It's the best way to put it. Damp. Pipes were all located outside the cells going down the tier. Single tier. There's another tier above us, but you can't see it. You have to go up the staircase to get to the second tier, and that's located outside of the pod. The pipes outside the cells, they leaked a lot. Due to constantly mopping up water. That water would just leak into your cell. I remember big sheets of old paint, old net-based paint, just peeling everywhere. Look at the ceilings, it's just almost 100 years worth of paint just falling, big sheets of it, hanging off the walls, hanging off the ceilings. Mold on the brick, mold all over the ceilings, mold on the walls. You try to wipe it down, and there's no point. You're gonna get sick just touching it. Trying to wipe the walls down. How do you wipe down walls with all the paint's being on? You don't. Just disturb it, make it worse. You just kind of leave it alone. You don't have to touch the walls. House of Correction was known for its violence. I told y'all the story of the guy that was bugging us for something to eat. Dudes ended up smashing him out. He had mental health issues. He ended up scooping the food up with some blood and bled all in his food. And guards were lazy, just there to get a paycheck, and did not care what took place inside of it. Now, the way this place is designed, it's a giant circle, and there's cells. That's what you call your cell hub. On the outside of that circle, there are tiers with cells in it. And the way they make that is so that somebody standing in the center could just do a 360 and look down at each tier. But it didn't work because there's a set of bars. There's a section where the officer sits at their desk. And then there's like these two walls, gate that closes. So if you're on the outside of both those gates, looking down, number one, there's no cameras. So they can't see you. Number two, there's two walls off to the side, pretty much block everything from the guards view that's in there. Anybody will be walking by. And number three, the guards don't do rounds. The only time they come down that tier is when everybody's locked up. If somebody's hurt to the point that they have to come physically pick them up and take them out of there. And all the time I was there, I never once remember a guard doing rounds.
There's a shift in the air. You feel it before you see it. Longer days, fewer layers. It's calling to you. I've seen legends chase perfection. My friends chase nothing more than a good time. Different game, same call. Travis Mack. Comfort, performance, and style. Made for how you play.
The future of home shopping is here, and it's only on Homes.com. Introducing Homes AI. Homes, please find me a 3-bedroom room. I love to cook. Show me the kitchen. Narrow it down to homes walkable to a Whole Foods. Please take me on a virtual tour of the second.
What stands out is the open floor plan with 10-foot ceilings, vintage wide plank French oak floors, and a gourmet kitchen reflecting.
Don't like this. Please remove the furniture. Show me the kitchen. Show me the countertop.
The countertops are white. They're stylish, durable, and give the kitchen a modern feel.
I love it. And Here's the listing agent. Ready to see what will find with home AI?
First time we go to rec, and the rec yard is tiny. It's a tiny, tiny rec yard, but it beats being in that. In the summertime, there's no AC. Y'all know how hot the Philly streets get, how hot it gets in Philly in the summertime. So you're locked in the house questions. There is no AC. There's mold, it's damp from the water, there's no real sunlight coming in, except from the window, and that's so scratched up and cloudy that you can't see out of it. So you wanted to go to work. You wanted to get fresh air because you felt like your lungs were just disintegrating, dying. You felt like they were just filled with that nasty, stagnant, old, mop water smelling tear. I go out there, the first thing I know is this is where dudes make their tactic. I see dudes trading off commissary, dudes passing off cigarettes, passing off weed, passing off other drugs, dudes sliding off their little place. Now, mind you, we come out this small gate, we pat you down, guards aren't really doing their jobs, they're more or less looking for weapons. You know, they're not really concerned with food or drugs or anything. They're not really trying to touch you because dudes get so violent in any moment, somebody can just knock on the guards out because they're having a bad day, so they're not really touching. You come out this door, this first thing you see is this tall ass wall. Just this ginormous brick wall that goes way up. And if I remember right, it was like one road over the wall around the top. Well, first time out there, the first thing I noticed is everybody's smoking. It's a place where you cannot smoke. But the guards were infamous for running things up. Guys are clipped off, smoking Newports, passing cigarettes around. Might be 5, 6 guys on one cigarette. All right, come on, man, you're doing too much. Come on. Okay, you got a cherry else. Let me see that. You got a filter wet. Guys smoke weed. Guys got pieces of cigarettes, $2 clips, little tiny piece of cigarette, $2. You take a razor, we call it Cadillac, full-length cigarette. You cut that to a whole bunch of sections, 10 sections, right? 10 sections out of one cigarette. And then you take that and roll it. Guys would use Bible paper. Guys would use the wrapper that comes on the roll of toilet paper, real crazy paper. They'd use that. They'd use the commissary receipts. But I noticed this really happen. Second day I come out, a couple of dudes out, I kicked the weed, had tobacco and stuff, so we smoke, blow some weed a little bit later that day. And the third day I come out, it's just like any other day out there, except that no sooner than the guard locks the gate and leaves, you see a whole bunch of dudes jump on one dude. Just leave him, stomp him. He tries to fight, dude did put up a fight. They ran up on him and started punching him. He was trying to back, but it didn't take long for them to get it down. Start stomping him, dudes trying to use the tough over everybody in the vibe. I did not just do that. I just walk over and kick him in his face, stomp his head. Dudes were just, they're trying to shine for their own good. How do you shine in an environment like that? Violence, being barbaric. Dudes just grab him by the back of his shoulders. He laid there and just punch him in his face. Dude was unconscious. I'm standing over there with my group of dudes. Dudes I kicked with, dudes I talked about in the past. I'm just watching all this. Mind your business. He laid out there the entire rec yard, the entire rec area. That's how they called yard in. We all came in. And he was awake, he was conscious, but he couldn't get up. They had done too much damage to him. And I think part of me now thinks looking back on it, that he didn't get up because he was afraid if he got up, they would see, he thinks he's still standing. And they would attack him again. So he pretty much laid there in and out of consciousness, bleeding really bad, damaged. Just saw a man beat up. The remainder of the record. We came to the gate. While we go shut the gate, and noticed the guy off the distance laid right beside the building. I said everything's great. He's laid beside the building, just all the way beat up. Officer radio, nonchalant, be calm. Hey, yeah, we got one, down such, y'all need assistance. Don't hurry. Don't rush to what was going on. It's the fact that this man might be dead. You can see he was moving. The fact that he might be dying. Nobody comes any questions about it. Cars don't come through and say, hey, what happened to the man down the wreck yard? Like,
if you're paying too much for your car insurance, here are 3 reasons why you should call Freeway Insurance right now.
No other company is offering me a better price than Freeway. It's that simple.
Price equity was amazing. It was so good. I was able to save hundreds of dollars a year on my car insurance.
If you want great auto insurance at an affordable price, Freeway Insurance is the answer. Visit us at freeway.com.
Sports card. Nothing. Event begins Sunday on Fox.
I seen her, didn't care. That would be the very first, aside from being in like other red cages and the ones I told you about with the ceiling painted fence, the walls with a piece of fence. That would be the first rec yard that I ever walked out on. That the wind could hit my face, the sun could shine on me, and I could smell the fresh air. I could hear the cars off in the distance, the traffic. That would be my first experience. Didn't happen on day one, day two, it happened on day three. I continued to go to rec over the months, and it would just be more and more violent. They would release you out there. You thought you was going to hide from them. You owed that man some money. You thought because he was over there that he couldn't get to you. Now you're on this rec yard and you're locked. The guards do not care. And he's been telling everybody. He's been plotting and planning about what he was going to do when he catches you outside. He sees you, and that's what he acts. Everybody else just kind of look, but you don't look. That makes sense. You kind of keep your eyes straight forward, cut your eyes in the direction. Because if a guard to walk by inside, it sees everybody's heads turned in one direction, then that's going to alert him that there's something going on. So in a sick kind of way, the convict code helps these guys do these things to get away with it. Because we're trained. Part of the penitentiary rules is you don't look. Keep mind your business. Don't be staring over there, drawing attention over there, what they got going on. So mind your business. You mind your business means that the next man is allowed to do what he's doing. And that whoever falls victim, just falls victim. That would not be the most horrendous thing I've seen. I did see a lot of really bad fights, a lot of one-on-one fights. A lot of people get jumped out in the House of Corrections regularly. That would not be the worst things that I've ever seen on rec yards. The House of Corrections has since been closed. I mean, they closed it in 2020. Not even describe to you how old this place was. You used to see a nice plush bed, carpeted living room, and your hardwood floors. Did they bring you in this place? They open that gate up and send you in, and they tell you what's selling. Why did I escort you? So call with you. Just walking with your stuff on your own. Guy standing in the subways looking at you. It's a narrow tier, cells down both sides, and his table's right in the center. You just walk by looking at him. What's up? So, hey, what's up? Where you from, bro? Shout out your section, Southwest. Oh, that's what's up. Hey, you over here, not come here. Come here, hey, you know such. We fast forward many years. No longer in Philly, I'm locked up here in Virginia. They caught me in Philly, and they flew me from Philadelphia back to Virginia. We fast forward. Been through many different institutions, bunches of different jails, different rec cages, rec yards. I've been through receiving. I seen things jump off there. But then I hit the notorious Greensville Correctional Center, located in Cherry, Virginia, Oregon. Place houses over 3,600 inmates. It's legitimately like 6 prisons broken up into 3 clusters that hold about 1,200 inmates each. I told y'all the first day that I got there, I got charged. Do fire and danger, no blood. They jumped me in the backside. That was like my welcome home. Welcome to Greensville. My introduction to the yard. So we blacked out. Hadn't been out there less than 30 minutes. Like I tried to fight, but there was nothing I could do. But it set the tone to let me know I ran in Kansas, no more Dorothy, ain't no Toto. San Dream, shit's real. The material are real violent. You see it, you sense it, you know it, you don't have to see it, and you can just feel it. It's written on the men's faces. It's written in their physique. These guys walking around with bodies that you can only acquire from being locked up, from doing hundreds of thousands of push-ups and pull-ups.
I'm using Argos for some game tracking, and I'm really impressed with how engaged I get with the information, knowing I'm going to look back at my phone after a round and it's going to tell me hard information. How did I behave today? Motivated to go play.
You heard it from the data guy. I'm not the data guy, and it's kind of turning me into the data guy. I'm getting some good information that's objective about my game, and it's doing it in the background.
You can click the link below, try Argos for free.
I cherish the memories I have with my grandfather, but he didn't just leave behind memories. The smoking also left a tobacco odor and yellow stains on the walls. I learned it's because smoking creates a residue. Furniture, carpets, and walls all burn from smoke. It's difficult to remove and contains the same cancer-causing chemicals as cigarettes. He would want me to keep the memories, but not his contaminated furniture at home. Learning about third-hand smoke helped me make decisions to protect my health.
And pushing steel, lifting heavy ass weight, 300, 400, 500 pounds, to the point that the bars were. You see guys with all types of tattoos, everything from huge swastikas, Black Panthers, the set of the game they're in, plastered across their chest, or plastered across their backs. Guys walk by you with their entire faces tattooed, whole heads, no shirts on, and you see no bare skin. Most bare skin you might see is the bottom of their hands, even most of that they've attempted to tattoo. You see the gay guys walk by. Some of these dudes got on booty shorts, shirts tied up in knots. Put yourself. We look off in the distance, 50, 60 bloods. And you look over here, there's the Muslims. And look over there, you got your 5%ers clicked up. You got your Aryans clicked up. You got Crips clicked up. You got GDs clicked up. And you just got all the other dudes that are just caught up. I kept a solid dude, or a couple of solid dudes around those times. So we had Night Rack. The guys that didn't tell Night Rack would come back in the summertime. We only had it during the summer. So usually around, I want to say it was like May, June, they would start Night Rack. That means from 6:30 after count clears roughly 26, 6:20. Meaning all inmates get accounted for. If you want a loudspeaker at 1,800 hours, count is now clear at 1,800 hours, count is now clear to commence movement. If you want a loudspeaker, stand by for outside rec. 100, 200 body, stand by for outside rec. Doors will be closing in 5 minutes. But you got 5 minutes to get your stuff out your cell. If you want to go rec, head towards the back gate that opens up to the rec yard. You just kind of motion around and hang out to that gate. And then they release all through doors. And hundreds of guys come pouring out these back doors. Some of these guys don't get sick, might have been on lock a week, 2 weeks. They're looking at cops, so they're on a mission, walking fast, trying to get to their favorite local drug dealer. You got other dudes that are in relationships, and his man might be in that building. They love struggle, they ain't seen each other 2 weeks now, so they don't lock. Try to get out the door so we can go get up with the food chain. Got gang members trying to click with other gang members and find out who got too off and shit. We got guys that work out, don't work out. And you're accustomed to working out. Oh, we call it falling off. And I'm falling off again. And I'm shrinking. To us, we lift the weights in 2 weeks. We feel like we're strong, we're small, we're weak. You get out there in that red yard and shut that door. There's no office spot there. There's a tower off in the distance, outside of 3 layers of fences. 3 sections of raised wire out there in the distance. This is the tower. What do you call it? With a gun. That just stands there, leaning on the rail on the top of the tower, where just kind of glancing around. On the hot summer days, you only see that guard. That guard's inside of the tower with a fan blowing on. Because they don't understand. Not stand out there for 2 hours while that sun beats on, the sun's going down. But then the night record go around, the sections of the regular, especially down what we call Cracker Beaches, where it's always in the regular, that's what they bring the death row and they said to execute right there to the row right there. It's dark, pitch black. They have these huge lights, like softball field lights that light up to illuminate the regular at nighttime. So the guards that guard the tower can see. So that vehicle that drives around the prison 24 hours a day, driving by can see somebody's dying or something. But down at this section, which one? That's where we are. If you ever want to be seen smoking, you got to leave rolled up, go down there into the darkness. If you were looking for somebody you wanted to hurt, you go down there and waiting in the darkness for them to pass by. And in the moment that they pass by, guys were either going to grab them, drag them over to the shadow, or push them, or you could just come out of the darkness and attack. One of the first altercations out of God knows how many public hunts that could have ever happened down the past Cracker Beach. And it involves something I talked about in the past, a rock. Now, I don't know the two dudes that are in this story. I don't know why they were beefing. I didn't know the beef was coming. But it's like I've told you in the past, you can feel it. It doesn't have to be 100 people getting ready to do something. It can just be one. And there's something about the violence in the air or the oncoming danger that you can feel.
Taxes. What's so taxes?
I remember it's like 5, 6 guys walking. And these aren't your typical tough guy prison dudes. It's a group of white dudes. It's a taller white dude in the center, got his shirt hanging out of his back pocket. I went down at the same just if I remember right, my homeboy brought out some wine. That was all purpose for being down there. We were drinking, we didn't want to see these cups. They see 6, 7 guys standing on cups. So no way these guys get alcohol. So we just clicked up and I see this group of guys coming. And then there's little cliques of guys all around. Doing what they do. Smoking weed, leaning back in the corner, those things. All different things. And as this group gets closer, I look over, it's like 4 black people standing off, maybe 7, 8 feet from me. Smoke, it's like still smoke cigarettes. The guys pass us, go by, and I see the one dude reach down and pick something up from his shirt. Just running to bust this dude back in the head. It was a rock that he had dug out the ground, a rigid ass rock. And it just right upside his boy's head one time. Boom! Cracked his head wide open, falls over into the dirt. Laying there, blowing. Body twitching, doing this weird shit. Let's look at it. You know what his homeboys did when he got smacked with that rock? Nothing. Look, watch the ground, look at the dudes that were with the guy that just attacked him. And they kept walking. They never made a lap to come back around to see if this guy was okay. He eventually got up, leaned all up the back of his head, blood running down his back, kind of looked around, had no prior acknowledgement of what happened to him, no idea what he was doing on the ground, why he was on the ground, who attacked him, where all his blood was coming from, where his friends, and he was just laughing and joking were. He stumbled that way. You go up there and sit on his little, these picnic tables out there at the very front, and then these softball bleachers, big ass softball field. We go up there and sit at the picnic table next to the bleachers. Blood gushing out the back of his head. Waiting for the door to open so he can go back inside. Trying to avoid detection from the guards on the way in because when they see you bleed, they're going to take you, put you in the hole. You've just been attacked because you won't tell them on that yard who it was, who on that yard attacked you. He didn't know. But even if he did know, he couldn't tell anybody. I watched him make his way in, slide past the guards. They never even noticed it. Blood all on the back of his head, blood added to the side of his face with dirt stuck to it. Some bushes left. Handball was a big thing. Several sports, a lot of people don't know this, that are actually played in prison. Basketball being one of the biggest things in prison. You got a full court blacktop outside, then we got a half court. Half court is where I was jumping my first time. Guys falling for basketball. Summertime, it is 100 plus degrees outside. The sun is beaming on you. Your skin is burning. Virginia is a very humid state. It's not like the West Coast. Out here, when you sweat, you're drenched. And that sweat gets sticky. Tempers flare. The smallest thing sets guys off, especially guys that are in there behind violent acts. They've displayed violence to any and everyone they know in the world. They struggle to try to hold this violence, and then they get to play ball. Boom, catch the elbow in the face. And you would see it right then and there unfold. Whether it's going to a full-fledged fight, or a guy want to grab something, come back and poke somebody, it's going down. That guard in the tower, got one guard overseeing 1,000 people. Fast movement going on everywhere. The guard doesn't catch it. Handball, I've mentioned. Out back in the building, you come out the door you come out of, when that door closes, there's a wall. Yeah, these little blue handballs. Dude, boom, play handball. You never really get a solid handball game. No sooner than you would get started playing handball, boom, 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 you and your partner versus that dude and his partner. It's almost every time there's an effort. Don't get into the game, and you see a group of dudes approaching you. Hey, yo, let us get the corner real quick. And slide over the corner. Boom, go to run. That one man will be left. Handball game is over. You gotta wait for somebody to come get this dude up now. Unless you're gonna grab him by his feet and just pull him out the way, which I've seen done. I've seen guys literally take a knockdown man, grab his feet, pull him off into the dirt so they can continue to play him. For the most part, the yards are set up similar. There was a big yard, and you go to a fence to a smaller yard. Smaller yard over there is where the weights were, where the blacktops were for basketball. In the big yard, at your softball field, down at the very end of it, you had your little volleyball area. There was a huge track, dusty ass track with rocks and gravel.
If you're paying too much for your car insurance, here are 3 reasons why you should call Freeway Insurance.
No other company is offering me a better price than Fairway. It's that simple.
Price liquidity was amazing. It was so good. I was able to save hundreds of dollars a year on my car insurance.
If you want great auto insurance at an affordable price, Freeway Insurance is the answer.
The network of support and work. The business next door to you really cares about your success. And so, you just have other small businesses. As a chamber of commerce, we bring customers together. We provide coffees, lunches, opportunities just to share stories, just to collaborate. Everyone's committed to your success. Come and live life here. You'll have an amazing experience.
Dust, little bit old cigarette butts that people had thrown, still smoke, and guys would just, we call it spinning the track. We walk circles around this track, day in, day out. Middle of summer, sun is warm. Everybody's out there with no shirt. Okay, if skinny, muscular, fat, whatever the case may be. For the most part, everybody is out there with no shirt, except some of the weird guys. You see some weird guys walking around with a shirt on, button all the way up. Weird as hell. The main theme was sweat and no shirt. Guys walking around with the beanies on in the middle of summertime. Timberland boots, float timbers, as they sold us. State boots. tennis shoes, off the street, people talking, people walking by you, hear people talking. It's a really, really crowded place. During the shakedown, I look out my cell window and see the guards like they're walking around with the metal detectors, swaying back and forth across the regular. Because the door is where we out of that. You keep one inside the building somewhere you can get to, but you always kept one buried in that red door. You go out there, you count the fence post. All right, my knife is buried. 14 posts down on the right. Put a little, take a mark or something, put a mark in that post. And you know that buried right at the base of that post is where your knife is. And we bury them there because they won't mount the metal detector and it hits on metal. Well, of course it's going to hit on metal. There's a metal post. So that's the knife you don't understand. The one that's been out there for all the seasons, that sits in the ground day in and day out, rusted. It's covered in everything, dirt, stuff that you dumped out, the weather, the rain, that somebody gets it up under the attach you. A lot of times it's not the knife that you gotta worry about. It's the infection that comes from the piece of rusted steel that's been shoved into your body. I've seen guys get stabbed on the rectal artery, take off with the knife starting out. I've seen guys run, have guys chase them, still stab them. I've seen guys fall, guys get on top of them and stab them, stab them, stab them. I've seen guys get stabbed or cut and then take their shirt and hold it up to the stab wound and then get another shirt and put on the top of it. So once again, they can make it past the fall without being attacked. Not knowing whether they just went into the intestines, not knowing just that a vital organ, they're bleeding. And their main concern is not the health. It's not going to the hole. What does that tell you about how bad the hole is? And you would rather deal with the stab wound and not know if you're going to die than go sit in the hole. I've seen guys be attacked with everything from baseball bats, horseshoes, the rocks, any type of weapon you can think about. Adapters that you plug in televisions with, hot liquids, fights were normal. Normal. Game initiative. Normal. Watching a guy come out there and you can see he's got all these other game members with him. First time you've really seen him play the role, you see him walking with one or two of them here and there, and another different group of them here and there so they can feel him out and see him solid. And now it's time, they call it bringing him home. It's time to bring him home. They go to that same handball court. That is a blind spot. That guard in that tower cannot see that. It's a flaw in the design of the prison. It's a place that cannot be seen by the guards. There's a camera hanging on the side of the building that dudes broken with rocks over the years. The thing is tilted, hanging down, wires exposed, legs gone. It's supposed to watch and be there for your safety, but it doesn't work. It's outdated, it's old, it's gray, it's huge, like some old school game was, and it's just tilted down. You know, hanging from the wires, looking at the ground. The guys take their newest recruit over in the corner. The other gang members surround in a circle, so you can't really see what's going on, but you can see it. If you were just playing handball, you just slide off the gang members and stand until they're done. Because they asked you to step out there. So you're not going to roll out. You stand away from them. That's what they do. They take the guy in there, and I've seen guys go in that corner, keep their things off. Three of them try to jump on one, and that boy be in there, boom, 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 stroke, hit him, knock him down. Going at it. And then I've seen guys go in that corner, be completely demolished because they didn't hold their own. They get left on the ground, and roots broke up, bleeding everywhere. And he's like, nah, you ain't cut to be with us. If you couldn't handle three of them, what are you going to do for your pop? So then he just essentially got smashed, got his ass beat. He's bleeding, he's got to walk around now. The black guys with knots all over his head. This dude just told you, I'm not strong enough to be. I've seen them have disputes within themselves, and then do what's called a violation and take you over the corner. And your own gang commits to, for a certain amount of time, every gang's got a set amount of guys who have to fight, and a set amount of how long that fight, that violation is going to be to take place. I've seen them go from a minute up to 5 minutes. It's a very long time. Here it is, you came into prison. For whatever reason, you got a mom, you got a dad, you got children, you got people out there in the world that care about you. That might be sitting on their couch, getting ready to eat dinner, but just watching the show, whatever's going on at home. And they don't know that you're in prison at that exact same moment, over that corner fighting 3 different guys at once. The prison record is the equivalent of a gladiator. You got your spectators, and you got your gladiators. You got guys that love to fight, that are looking for a reason to fight. You got guys that are violent, and that are looking for a reason to stab somebody. You got guys that smoke crack their whole life. Now everything you respect. You will respect me. You disrespected me. But you ain't disrespect your grandma when you stole her food stamps in her purse, right? You ain't disrespecting people you robbed, right? You ain't disrespect your kids you sitting there getting high from, right? But now that same man is in prison. He ain't a crackhead anymore. I'm a man. You put on 60 pounds. You don't look like Earthworm Jim no more. He ain't all frail, bones hanging out his face. He done got back. Eating the potatoes, doing burpees. Now he's a man. Everybody's a man. Everybody wants respect. And the smallest thing that you would never think about or consider disrespect.
What's the secret? They tell. Going micro with new. Micro habits, micro wins, even micro dose GLP-1s.
It's starting at just $99? Heck yeah.
Now starting at just $99.
Did you know that you can set up your LLC faster than you can finish your morning coffee? Let me show you how. Zen Business makes starting your business fast, easy. For $0 plus state fees, you can form your LLC in minutes. With one-day processing and award-winning support 7 days a week, Zen Business makes it so simple to start your dream business. And done. You've been waiting for the perfect moment to start your business. This is it. Tap below to get started with Zen Business today.
If a man can't get to you, the one place he can't get to you is on that prison record. That's the one place you won't get. I've said this before, so let me say it so the people in the back can hear. You can run around in these streets hiding from people. You can get on the internet and be a troll, and then go back to the safety of wherever you live at. Go back to your normal little boring life, and you ain't got to worry about nothing. When it comes to prison, jail, places like that, you make it fine in somebody to say something you shouldn't say. And now he goes and says it. Now we're back to that respect. Now you're a dark man. You know what everybody's looking at in those moments? What you do next. I'm sure some people watch and say, I would never go out on a regular just like that. Yes, you would. Because everybody's watching to see what you do. When they hear that you've got beef, even if you're a recluse and you never go to rec, you're expected to be in that yard. And if you're not in that yard, everybody's looking at you like soft ass. Now everybody's going to kill you. Guys you've never interacted with before, you're coming for it. Does that look like something? I've been in situations where I didn't know what to do, but I knew I had to go out. I know that staying in here is not going to solve it. Staying in here is going to make it 1,000 times worse. I've got to report to that rec yard this evening and handle the situation I got. No matter what happens when I go out there, I have no choice in the matter. I've got to go out. More time than one, I've headed out their back door, knowing that danger's around the corner, knowing that either he's going to bleed or I'm going to. My blood will forever be on that blacktop. My blood will forever be in the earth and the dirt out there in the regular. At the end of the day, there's no saying that. At no point ever was I scared when it came to situations like that. You are a liar. You're a liar. Anybody that can say there's another man on the mountain to try to take your life, and you're now in a situation where you might have to take his, you can't say that's not scary. It's scary his way aspect of it. You can't tell me how scary. The fact that you might do something, get caught and never go home again. That there's all types of dudes out here watching. I would love to have something to tell. They want to try to get a couple years knocked off their sentence. That might, in hopes of getting an extra tray. He was telling me for an extra tray, a bag of chips, good graces, extra time out the cell. That backyard's unforgivable. You watch the news. You think they send them serial killers too? Do you think the men that you see 6 gunned down last night, suspect in custody? Where do you think that man's at? You should have paid attention to someone that come over the right door. The buildings are where the guards are. That's where the correctional officers go for most times. They're not trying to be out there where it's hot. They'll tell you over the microphone. It's hot outside to go out there, you're stuck out there. Be at that door, banging on that door around that gate. Going outside, there's a heat advisory, your ass is out there. Do you think they came to work to stand out in 100 degrees weather all day? No. They're in a control booth, the comfort of an office with AC, door and staff down it. They're somewhere where they're trying to do things. They're staying out. I used to see them glimpse out of the sergeant's window every now and then. Glimpse out of the right yard. Dudes on that shit. They go right underneath the building, right underneath where the sergeant's window is, fight underneath the window, the sergeant in the window, looking out. There'll be 10 people right below him going in.
Over a course of 10 years, I honestly cannot give you an accurate number of how many situations I dealt with personally, how many assaults I've seen, attempted murders I saw, how many times I've seen men run for their lives, I heard men yell, scream, cry. I'd be lying if I tried to put a number on it. I'm sure there's some that I'd have to go deep in my brain to even bring up because others trump that situation. Certain situations in my mind stand out more than the situation. Some guys get robbed, come out with the intent of buying some weed, add $50, $60 worth of commissary on them. Another group of dudes see them in the commissary. We think it's about the cops. Hey, young man, go get that for me. You come out there with the intention of buying a little bit of smoke, right? You're gonna smoke. Now dudes got you pressing. Hey, up off their bag. Yeah, glad you brought that out for us. Who are you? Broke jaw, man, look. Ain't smoking nothing, trying to do a straw. Seen little guys attacked by big guys. Big guys attacked by big guys. Big guys attacked by little guys. Seen guards attacked, guards stabbed, guards knocked out cold. Seen the whole yard shut down. Hundreds of men laying on their bellies in the dirt. This guard stands to the tower and rifle. Swaying around and go at it now instead of stabbing. Guard screaming on the megaphone. Stop stabbing, stop, put the weapon down, put the weapon down. And they're over there, still going in, pacing back and forth, both of them bleeding. Neither one of them backing down. And all you do is just lay down in the dirt. Look, be glad that you're not the man with the holes in you, that you're not one of the men holding the knife. Sad enough, a lot of y'all watching this video. I'm not gonna say it for you. A lot of people watch my videos. A lot of you have done time, a lot of you have not done.
Booking.com has stays for absolutely anyone. For instance, imagine you are a vampire thirsting for a lively hotel. You find a Vegas resort near some great nightlife. Perfect. You may be undead, but you're the party. And if the forecast calls for sun, at least there's free cancellation on most stays, so you can wait for the perfect weather. Gorgeous. If a vampire can find that perfect stay, anyone can. Find exactly what you're looking for. Booking.com, Booking.com.
Your time, yeah. If you find yourself in a situation like that, think about this. Next time you go to do whatever it is that you do, whether you get high and you're trying to get well, you're out there stealing big crimes. Remember, this is just part of what comes with it. You put all this together and compile and get a compilation of everything that makes it what it is. It's just a small portion of what you can expect. You run around in the streets ripping people off, lying, putting on a mask and pretending to be tough. Go in there and do it. You're not going to be able to run from what's coming. You rip somebody off, they might not catch you in the pod, might not catch you in the child. One thing for sure, once you go out that right door, they're going to get you. Speak on somebody's name, troll somebody if you want to, talk bad about them, call them a liar, do all that. And then mosey on out that door, like you would at your grandma's house that you live at, like you would when you go walking down the block like everything's good. And instead of being at a corner store down there waiting on you, there's a man that's been plotting, planning, waiting, just waiting for your return, waiting on the day that you come out that door. With no good intention, no intention on anything other than trying to take your life.
I've got 3 different guys that I did sell weights on different amount at one time. To my home this year. I look forward to them coming home. I'm gonna turn the camera on and just let them talk. I've been there for situations they've been in. They've been there for situations that I've been in. And one thing I'll tell you, I'm not a liar. And another thing I'll tell you is I never run. I never checked in. I never disappeared from my problems. I faced them head on. Even when every hair was standing up on the back of my neck, and I knew this is gonna get bad. I've got to become somebody I don't want to be. And I'm facing a man that most people never have to face in their lifetime. But I would still make the decision to go that way and not that way. I'd rather die standing on my feet facing my problems than on my knees with a knife in my back. That's why y'all see me. I'm so adamant about these stories. I'm so adamant about the channel. There's a lot to be learned. There's a lot to gain. You may look at me as just a prison YouTuber. For me, this is an outlet, and it's a way to give back. It's a way to teach, reach, speak out, to help others. You gun at home. You can't take your gun with you. You can't take your homeboys with you. Nah. You get there, it's you. You say I'm part of a gang. Your gang might even want to mess your ass up. They might X you out and then stand by as watching other gangs jump on you. Other dudes jump on you. What you're not going to do is go in there and run things like you get out here on the streets. Not going to happen. You're going to go in there and do what everybody else does. Or you're going to do what they don't do. Come counter you or not. But one thing all men who go to prison will do is walk that. You're not all guaranteed to make it off there. But you are guaranteed to survive things happen. Depending on how you carry yourself, how much time you got, who you are as a person, that's going to determine whether you're watching violent things or whether you're actually part of it. Do you? I want to say salute to everybody that stuck around for this part of the video to the very end. Yes, my videos are long. There's a lot to be said. I edit, and before I edit, sometimes these videos are an hour and a half, 2 hours long. Because it's not made up stuff. It's stuff to talk about all day long. I have to edit them down to about 45 minutes. Everybody ain't got 45 minutes to spend watching the video. I know some of y'all probably watch this in segments, and I apologize if that's too long. But the message can't be given in 5 minutes. All the information can't be put out there in 5 minutes. I can do these stories for hours and hours and hours. But I can't turn the camera off and walk away from the video until I feel that I've fully done justice to the topic at hand. At the end of the day, and I've said this and I'll say it till the day I die, this is not something I want anyone that's never experienced to have to experience. I know for the men that have done time, they've watched this, and it takes them back to when they did time. It takes them back to events they saw, stories they had. Everybody's got a story. If this isn't your story, this isn't a chapter in your life, don't let it. You do not know who you are until that gate closes behind you. Until the only person that can protect you is you. When there's nowhere to run, you really find out who you are as a person. When people come for you, and the only direction to go is towards it, that's when who you are as a man is tested. So anyways, these jails, these facilities, these prisons are all just crazy world inside of this already crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to keep y'all entertained. Oh, you're not entertained? Like always, this is Jay Williams. Let's live life to all my real ones. And there are some real ones watching. Y'all still watching me. And y'all know. Yes.
Our insurance agents will get you the best quotes from the top insurance companies to make sure you're getting the best rate and coverage for your situation. We've been doing this for over 36 years, and it will be a pleasure to help you navigate through all your insurance.
We did our Australian trip with the toast, and it tasted so good we just had to visit the source. It was gourmet like I've never had before. And I learned that when Australians say fresh, well, they really mean it.
So what are you waiting for? Come and say goodday.
What's happening? Everybody! It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Let's go. Oh, no! Oh my goodness! I think I'm going to say until outside because, daggone it, I've been doing this. I've been trying to do it. I've been trying to do it for days now, and I'm trying to solve a mystery. I've got another mystery right now. Daggone it, Terry, come to steal my hat again. The record just saw that I accidentally knocked off the. This is so weird. Just knocked off the fire hydrant, and when it fell on the ground, a little piece broke off. Thought it was good cherries. It wasn't just me. Yeah, what a bummer. All right, well, that's work to do. I gotta put this thing back together. Little pieces broke off. It's gonna be okay. It still works. But that on it. Look at that. Ouch. I got the pieces. For a second there, I thought, where did they all go? Where did all the pieces go? And then I realized they went inside. Yeah, on it. It's not how you want to start Monday morning. It's all right though. Could be worse. Things could be worse. How about, oh my goodness, did you watch the Super Bowl last night? Did you watch the halftime show? Yeah! Oh my goodness! That was awesome! That was awesome! Makes me want to learn how to do. Makes me want to learn how to dance all over again. Remember when I was going to learn the how to salsa dance? And now I want to do. Now I really want to learn. You know what I'm saying? That on it. We don't think we're good dancers until you see Latino and Latinas dance. And then you're like, wow, okay. You know what? I can't. I don't really. Yeah. Well. Woo! That was awesome. That was awesome. All right. So listen, today's Monday. We're gonna start off right. With your shoulders back, biceps, and abs. It's gonna be awesome. That's what's up. Also, I need you to know, not that this matters for anyone else besides me, but I like to say it out loud. It might help you too. So today, a lot of the snow hopefully is going to melt. Got a project going outside that I'm so excited about. Goodness, I've made some changes already on our deck. There was a railing. You all kind of remember probably it's where I used to sit, like my nose and all the stuff outside. and kind of split our tent into two, and there was a gate. It was kind of cool. Kind of get the dogs out. It was also kind of good. But it was like kind of a really kind of like a fence for little kids just babysitting. Sometimes you used to put a pool out there, and it would help good safer for the kids. Too small to be in there swimming, and it was kind of a anyway. She doesn't do that. She doesn't have kids over here in the summer anymore. She's not going to. We don't need it. So I got rid of that whole railing, and I did it a couple days ago. It was nice about outside. I think with that barrier, it's almost like a wind barrier, whatever. That green mesh stuff, right? The privacy stuff that I got on the fence. In that one section. Anyway, my goodness, I'm taking the swing that, if you remember, was in the yard, kind of in its own little area. That's going to go on the deck now because there's room for it. And it's going to make things look a little bit different, but it's fine. There's room for it now that railing's gone. And I'm taking that full swing situation out of the yard. And I'm so excited. I want to do it today. I want to do it today. Dag on it, but there's still a foot of snow in there. So I think today, instead of doing all that, I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to do some Legos. I'm going to do some Legos and try to do a premiere for that later. If you don't know, don't plan your day around that as if you would anyway. Please don't. Taylor has a visitation to go to tonight. One of the teachers at the school that she works at had a family member that passed away, and so there's a, I don't know if it's a funeral too tonight. I don't know. She's got some stuff going on. So I can't obviously do a premiere if she's not going to be here because I'm the one who moderates those premieres. Right on. But I may do that. I can still do the Legos, maybe the premiere tomorrow or something. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm excited because it's going to get warmer. A lot of this snow is going to melt. Back gone. Indiana, yeah, gone. Wet. What's the weather craziness? Sometimes we get snow, not like what we got though. And everybody is way, all the way over. Go away now. That is, never mind. All right, listen. So, from Friday, memberships in some chats. I want to say thank you real quick before we get started. Okay, so memberships, that, Walter, guys, you're amazing. You give to the membership. Anna Bryan has been a member for 2 months. Fat Lizard, gifted 5 memberships. The Red Chicks. Oh, and later, they're going to know down here, Red Chicks. Just call me Rat. Right on. Rat. The Rat. Gifted 5 memberships, and then after that, later on in the same field, gifted another one. Awesome. Thank you. Amir, gifted a membership. Mario, it's a Mario. Been a member for 4 months. Christine, of course, gifted a membership. Amazing. Eric Tyler gifted a membership. We all heard Eric Tyler's Lego jingle. We hear that every time we get Legos. Thank you again for that, Eric Tyler. It's awesome. Shrinker Relic gifted a membership. Dutch Vanderlyn gifted 10 memberships. And then again later gifted another membership. Awesome. And Layla Harvey is a member. Welcome. Glad you're here. That's awesome. Just so everyone knows, that going, I'm going to say this. I'm going to have to say it every day. Of course I am, because people don't listen. Here's what you need to know. If you want to give to charity, you do that through memberships. I read somebody gave a super chat and said, do these go to charity too? No, they don't. Those do not. So if you want to give to charity. You do that through memberships. Someone's gonna ask right now, just to be a smart ass. How do I get to charity them? Something like that. We're trying to raise money for charity. It's a really good cause. If you want to be funny about it, that's your choice. Please don't misunderstand. If you want to give to charity, you're doing it through memberships. Right on. Let's go. It's awesome. If you want to be a part of that, that's how you do it. If you want to give super chats, those are very much appreciated too. Those do not go to charity. Those go to this page. Right on. If somebody in the future asks on this chat, do these go to charity? Please help me out. No, they don't. They never have. Ever. They never will. These, please, let's get on the same page with that. That would be awesome. Then the last thing I ever want to do is make anybody feel like they were tricked. There's no reason to feel like you were tricked. But I just want to make certain that that never happens. So let's all get on the same page and let's stay on the same page. Okay, that would be amazing. Right on. So super chat from Friday. Oh, me. And it was your 40th birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah, oh, that's crazy. Happy birthday. The Rat. 3 times. You're amazing. Phyllis. Morelli. Best Susie, Shatur and and Micah Bell 2 times. That's everybody, right? On this channel, we've got 2 separate people. One is called the Rat, the other one is called Micah Bell. And they're 2 different people. What in the world is going on? Today, I read on Friday that today is Cena. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Party. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day so far. Happy birthday. And then Danabella. I'm a little bit confused right now because all my notes say is Danabella with an exclamation point, and I have no idea why. Maybe it'll come to me. Danabella. Maybe I just need to say it. I think maybe that is it. I think I just need to say it out loud. Because I forgot to, I think during, usually it's suck-ups. That's kind of your thing, isn't it? They're going. I think that's what it is. All right, I'll try to be better. They're going. If you have a fire hydrant, try not to jump rope around it because if you cook it with your jump rope and it falls on the ground, it'll snap off. A piece will snap off. Don't fix that. I'm going to try to if I can't make it perfect, I think it's still going to work. All we did really is be on it anyway. All right, let's go to that corner. We have officially wasted 13 solid minutes. It's kind of cool, actually. I think that's about average. Let's go. Get going. Let's go. All right, Damon, should we do a little teeth rat action? Let's go. I'm just in the, still celebrating the halftime show last night. It was awesome. It was awesome. And that going, I loved it. I loved it, but I need to. This is one of the things where I'm doing this with you because we're friends and we can have fun, laugh at me and with me and all the things. I really enjoyed that, but also I should definitely recognize I need to stay in my own lane. However, I know from experience 100% party. People dance to that music. And let's say that every single one of them was Latino. And I walked by and was like, I want to do it. I guarantee you, they would say, get in there and do it. Let's go. I wouldn't do it still, but they would be happy to try to teach me. I promise you, I bet you that would be the thing. That's what I loved it. I loved every bit of it. And so, I guess, I don't know, I know there's some Latina people here right now. Look, try it. I'm sorry if I'm making you laugh. I'm good. I'm happy that you're enjoying it. Back on it. That would be one thing to be able to do it. Dance like that. Come on. We all want to do it. I don't really want to work out, do I? I think that's what I'm ready. Let's go. Get started. It's always been once you started, it's easier. Yeah, I was pretty just blow it down. Gasket right now. I haven't started yet. All right, here we go. Come on, man. Crazy. Oh. 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 I'll tell you something, Jim. Let's do these. So, over the weekend, on Saturday, okay, so, good news, bad news. And, I don't know. I like to be honest and open with people. Everybody knows that's been here for a while knows that I just recently quit smoking, right? Oh, hardest thing I've ever done. And it has been brutal. And so Saturday, the bad news is on Saturday I smoked. I actually smoked 4 cigarettes. The good news is I hated them. I did not like any part of any of it. I think that I got to a point where I thought I have to have a cigarette or I'm going to freak all the way out. So I did. And the first time I had it, the first one I had it, I thought, that's so gross. That was really gross. And I did not like it. I did not like it. And so I was outside one of the day. And then I think the following the were me just being like, oh, you think you're not smoking? You're smoking. It doesn't matter. You were playing at the start all over. Right? So I smoked 3 more cigarettes. And what I noticed, after the last one that I smoked, I thought, okay, you've done this 4 times now. You tried to quit smoking, you had 4 cigarettes a day in, I don't know, the span of 4 or 5 hours, right? Didn't like any of them. And I made the decision then, okay, don't be so hard on yourself. Obviously, that's not going really well. Because here you are smoking, but also recognize you don't like the way that this tastes, you don't like the way it's making you feel, you don't like it. So don't force it on yourself. And then I think, like, okay, so now, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to be as good as I can about quitting smoking. I still want to quit smoking. I think I can. But I think that's because for as long as I did, and then I went back to it. But it had been so long that I've forgotten the way that it tasted. Also, I think